Okay. Hey, all right. I think we're good. How's the sound coming through, everyone? Any feedback? Sounding good? Sounding mediocre? I'll take no answer as a good answer, so that's good. All right, so we'll see how long the stream lasts here. I'm starting off with a little bit of a little okay. Right on, right on, Fetty. Are you still AFK? Yeah, you're still AFK. You're kind of doing that penny AFK, I think, where you're not really AFK. You're just adventuring. Hey, there you go. Hi, Vasilla. I hope you're having a good day. Okay, so Rose Garden, what's the wah about? I'm not really sure what the wah is. Is that like I'm coming in too loud? Or is that in reaction to Basila coming in with the Prime subscription for 2 months? My VIP? No, just be me. Oh, okay, all right. Well, just as long as there's nothing wrong and we're all still good. So, okay, yeah. So I woke up this morning and it was one of those days where you just have the back feeling like everything is totally wonky. Hey, Mayhem, welcome to the stream. And thanks again, Mayhem. Now that I got you and we're early in the stream here, thanks for that conversation. That was I'm truly a-okay. Had to do dishes. Thanks for that conversation in the PMs, and understanding where I'm come from. It's kind of a touchy subject with me, and it's just like with all the things that have kind of gone on the last couple of weeks with all the protests and everything, something always kind of turns ugly, and it's not necessarily like from the person who brings it up or the pro. It's kind of like all of a sudden you get some, disagreeers come out of the woodwork and conversations can go south in a hurry. And anyway, so thanks, thank you for that. I appreciate that. So, and welcome to the chat. Okay, so we are playing Lotro, and we're continuing our trek through the Troll Shaws. I'm hoping everybody's doing okay. Like I said, I woke up with a sore back this morning, and it's just one of those things where I took some pills, went back, laid down, and the muscles have kind of calmed down, but it's still like I just feel like one wrong kind of bend over or shift or whatever could be like a Robaxaset moment, like the jabbing a pin in the back. So anyway, so here we go. I think we're just gonna head right in here and see what happens. Troll Shaws. Okay, so it looks like where we left off was we're still in the very first camp. So this is the area that we're exploring right here, the Troll Shaws. I'm just going to move this over. So this is the Lone Lands where Weathertop is, and we're kind of... he's back. Yes, you're back, Swimmer. Right on. So we went from the Lone Lands, and now we're adventuring through the Troll Shaws, making our way to the Fort of Bruinen, where the great flood comes down with the white horses and whatnot. From Rivendell, and then we'll make our way up to Rivendell as time allows. So this is the I guess the fourth zone that we've entered with this little Hobbit burglar. So we'll see how it goes. So we're getting Cave Claws and we're getting Os Durgon for the Stolen Stones. So I've a couple of things that I wanted to touch upon. It's kind of early, but I gotta tell you, last Thursday was the last time I streamed, and I am planning on doing a weekend stream, usually every second weekend, maybe every weekend, but this weekend was crazy busy. We had the Super Bowl, we had Swimmeroo's birthday, Rose Garden was over at the house. It was just like, Real Mr. Dom, the other mod too, my other cousin, he was here, Basila was here. It was just a crazy thing, and then we had the Super Bowl on top of that, so... I'm not sure whether I should do these again. I guess I can try. These are repeatables. They're a daily instance. So, hey, Jay, how's it going? It's going pretty good. I was just talking about the fact that I kind of woke up with a wonky back this morning, and I've just been fighting it off throughout the day. I think it's just, after the weekend... I gotta be honest with you guys, I did a lot of eating. I think we all did a lot of eating. Like, it kind of came across where, We don't really go out to the Pizza Hut and order like a whole lot of stuff anymore, and like wings and pizza and breadsticks and all that stuff. Um, we do tend to get small meals and eat them at home. So when you go all out, and then like that night we were playing some board games and eating a lot of junk food, like chips and various flavors, pretzels, cheesies, all kinds of stuff. It really it really was quite the kind of party. I even actually had a beer. I really shouldn't have, but that was kind of a heartburn asking for heartburn. Anyway, I feel like I gained like 10 pounds over the weekend, and then we had Super Bowl Sunday, and we had like nachos and these like wrapped chestnuts with bacon. It was amazing. Like the food selection was amazing. It was all kind of like not the best for you though, and I think I'm feeling that now. So, yeah. So anyway, so I think that's kind of part of the reason why this little backache came on, because maybe I did actually put on a couple of pounds really quick, and or just another thing is I have a set of chairs in my basement that we use to play the board games in, and I don't often sit on them because they're fantastic chairs. Don't get me wrong. They're super comfortable. You can sit in them all day and they're comfy. But it just seems like whenever you sit in those chairs, the next day your back pays. Like it's really tough on the back for some reason. And I'm not really sure why, but it just always seems that way. So. So Toki is here with the stolen stones. Are you here to help? Be careful, a mighty cave claw has slain the rest of my... And then he shudders with exhaustion. This monstrous cave claw attacked us after the troll stole the stones we were bearing. Trolls! Oh no, here come a lot of them. Okay. Whoa, what is this? Hey, Victor! Hey! The core is moving out. Good luck, members. Right on. Welcome to the stream, Victor, and thank you very much for that raid. Hope you had a couple of good hockey games and you're still undefeated with your expansion team. Victor is currently playing NHL 2020, and I gotta say, I haven't played an NHL game since... I'm gonna date myself here, but I'm talking like EA Sports. It's in the game, like probably mid-90s, maybe late 90s, I think. So when I watched them play... It was like, hey, this is actually pretty cool. The game kind of flows up and down like it used to, like, the gameplay is north and south. I found with the PlayStation versions, they were, now where did he go? What is going on with my man here? Tookie. He's like way up here. I don't know what he did. Anyway, yeah, NHL 95 was kind of the game that got everybody in love with NHL. It was great. But that's like before your time, guys. It's before some of you were born, and others of you were just little still. So, just little guys, and yeah, I think the last time I played an NHL game was like '99, but yeah, so a long time ago. Okay, so I think we're done here, and we got all our cave claws. So now we have to get some sickle flies and go searching for the true thieves in the troll shots. So anyway, let's see here. So Victor, yeah, we were talking about NHL. Yeah, so I was talking about the back pain, but I'm here, and so I've added a category. I think I've actually added two, but I'm not sure if the second one hit or not. Oh, there's even an NHL Rewind game that uses today's players with the graphics and controls. I have heard of that. I've actually heard of it, and I think I've seen the previews of people playing it and stuff. So that's actually pretty neat. Now, I'll be honest. 95 was kind of the game that got everybody into the NHL on PlayStation, or on back then it was Sega Genesis that I was playing on. But I will say that NHL 93 was actually, I think, my favorite and most smooth. And then you had the differences in the game too, because you had the Super Nintendo version and the Sega Genesis version, and they were and then these things of Dom and Madden. Yeah, well, before Dom and Madden, there was me and Madden. I was a staunch supporter of Madden. Played 1992, 1993, 1995, 1997. all the way until they got into it. But then, of course, the versions that I played back then were a lot different than the versions that Dom started playing, where they really, really got you. All of these games, all of the Madden games, I think the last Madden I owned was 2006. They really put you in the driver's seat. I'm still not sure who John Madden is. So he was an NFL coach, Swimmeroo. He coached the Oakland Raiders to, I believe it was 2 Super Bowls, one in 77, one in 81. He is the coach with the winning percentage of all NHL coaches. And he just recently this year passed away. So the originator of the Madden franchise is no more. It was a legendary sportscaster. Yes, I should say that. So his career was not necessarily like recognized as, yeah, he was an amazing coach, but he was the dude who was announcing the games when I was playing football. And hey Billy, welcome to the stream, my friend. Hope you're having a good one. We're just kind of talking all over the place here. We've got some John Madden discussion and what happened on the weekend, and one of the new things that I was putting into the stream, and all kinds of stuff. So welcome aboard, and we're just getting started here. It's Lord of the Rings Online, and we're in the troll shots. I'm level 34 burglar here. I'm about a level under where I'm supposed to be, but I think I can probably make that up in a relative hurry. So yeah, you're just in time. A wizard is never late, and neither is Catfish Billy. He always arrives precisely when he needs to. So I guess, so John Madden was also an exceptional announcer. He teamed with a fellow named Pat Summerall for years, and Pat Summerall was kind of his straight guy to Madden's very colorful color man. Madden was a good color man in that he was just really entertaining. He wasn't controversial. He was kind of like the good old boys, and he wasn't shy about saying, like, which players he loved and which players he'd love to coach, and he kind of set a trend on that's still continuing, like, to this day. With some of the commentators. So, but he was so entertaining. He was so good, and sometimes he could be very Captain Obvious, just like pointing out things that were pretty obvious to the fans. But he appealed to the border, like the fans that kind of didn't know as much of what was going on. He appealed to them as well. So, and then he switched off. He was teamed with Al Michaels for a while. He was teamed with. I'm not sure if he ever called anything with. Who's the guy with Al Mike? Chris Collinsworth, the current color man. I'm not sure if the three of them formed the team. I think it was just him and Al Michaels. Anyway, yeah, legendary dude. Had a great life. Another, fact about John Madden is he didn't like to fly. He was kind of like Richie Valens, in that aspect. He didn't want to fly anywhere. So he had the Madden Cruiser. It was this, like, totally pimped out bus. And he was able to basically watch all the games from all, that had been recorded from the weeks past, sort of thing, on that bus. And he traveled the country in that thing. He, like all across the deserts and all across the USA. He traveled in his cruiser. So, he wasn't a jet setter. Let's put it that way. He was a bus guy, and he lived like it too. He lived a pretty fun life. I think I still have a couple of John Madden specials recorded on VHS. I think I have the All Madden team 1992 and 1993. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, let me see here. Where was I? Okay, so where I was getting to in terms of the chat. So I added a thing. Now, last Thursday when I did my stream, I rewatched the stream. Just because, like Alicia or Basila wasn't here, and, all kinds of crazy stuff happened in that stream. And, so I rewatched it, and just to kind of show her what was going on. And then I realized, as I was watching it, that I got kind of like really, really excited. Just at some of the things that were going on, because we had our first ever, like, hype train. Yeah, don't worry too much about it, Rose. This is something that, you know, if it doesn't work, we'll fix it after the stream. So, but yeah, so I was kind of watching that, and you know, there was a lot of stuff, and then I realized, you know, like I got so excited, and it's cool to be excited. It's cool to be on stream. I mean, like what you're seeing is real. You know, I'm not there's no like, you know, falseness about it, and sometimes when I do get excited, I really do kind of like, you know, lose my head in the moment, and you know, like I start going all over the place, and I don't know what the hell is happening, sort of thing. So that was definitely one of those times, and you know, I realized like, oh my god, you know, there were a couple of people who, including the Rose Garden, who the Rose Garden kind of set it off. She went berserk with gifted subscriptions. Hi Noah, welcome to the stream, bud. Just playing a little Lord of the Rings Online and playing in the Troll Shaws. Welcome aboard. So I'm just talking about the last stream, actually, which happened on Thursday, and so yeah, everybody's. I'm doing all right. No, I can't speak for everybody else, but it seems like it's a pretty good Tuesday all the way around. So anyway, so I was rewatching the stream and I realized, man, I missed, like, you know. I had another friend from, you know, who I met through another stream, Laura the Explorer 69, and she gave me a she gifted a subscription, and Enter John, another fellow, he renewed his subscription and he gifted a subscription. Rose gifted like 7 subscriptions, and then like Laura and Rose had this the hype train kind of going, and they were donating bits, and then you know, Jay came on and he had donated bits, and I realized, like I said, oh, I don't think anyone's even donated bits in the channel before. That's how kind of like out of it I was. Like I was just kind of like totally flabbergasted at what was going on, and I was pronouncing names wrong in chat. Like there was this fellow who raided from another stream, and his stream name, I even heard her pronounce it on her station too. It was on the Green Eye Gamer, and the fellow's name was 1T Scott, and I think I called him like On It Scott or something like that. It was like just a kind of a disaster. Anyway, after that, I really told myself, like after watching that, I was like a little embarrassed, you know, like I realize things get missed and all. And there's Iron Wolf. There's a fellow from Green Eye Gamer's chat right there. So welcome to the chat, Iron Wolf. Hope you're having a good day. So where am I going? I'm looking for trolls. Where are these trolls? I think I passed them. I'm almost up where the trolls are, actually. That's kind of neat. Yeah, so I put a category in there called mindfulness, and it's not only for viewers, it's just kind of talking about, you know, like the practice of mindfulness. And this is something that I was actually thinking, hey, I'm pretty good at, you know, and that's like being in the moment, being, you know, like aware of what's going on, and being, you know, like you know, aware of your surroundings and who's in your channel and who's saying what, and you know, like the kind of the mood. And I'm not usually one to ride the roller coaster. I'm usually one to just take the train. You know, like in life, I'm a pretty like, you know, I have moments of, you know, like fun and whatever, but I tend to just try to keep an even keel, because I know I can get pretty darn excited and stuff. So I'll be back in a few. All right, Swimmeroo. All right. So hours. Oh boy, my own son. Jeez. So yeah, so I was talking about that, and you know, or I was thinking about that, and I was just like, you know, I think if something like this happens again, you know, another thing is it's new, right? It was new for me. I'd never had like that many gift subs all going on, and then it started a hype train, and I've only ever seen that in another channel. I've never actually had it happen here. I'm still like a relatively new streamer. I think I'm about to have my 2-month anniversary of when I started streaming. Maybe tomorrow or the next day. I think it was around mid-December, I think, when I just decided, you know, I'm going to start this channel. I've got stuff to say, and I think I'm just going to say it. So mindfulness. So I'll be talking about that as kind of, or using it as kind of a guideline for myself. You know, just just be aware of where you are and, you know, what you're saying, and you know, like, appreciate the moment, I guess, is another thing. Live in the moment. So that's a good reminder for myself. I thought I added another tag, but I can't honestly remember what I did. So so there's living in the moment right there. I've already forgot. I've only been doing this for 2 months, Iron Wolf. Yeah, I my first stream was lost. I think we were talking about that in the last stream where I forgot to hit the save stream button. So I was all proud of myself, you know. I was like, oh, that was cool, you know. I just did it. I had like 1 viewer, I think, one follow, and so I went to check myself out, and I couldn't find the stream anywhere. So it was kind of funny. But yeah, so I'd say, like, you know, I'd like to say like I'm catching on quick, but a lot of things are still really new to me, and they do, you know, I do get a kick out of them. Now the good news is I've got some good mods. So my oh, no, don't feel like that. Don't, absolutely no. Just go with your flow, man. Honestly, it's just like, sometimes it's just like what you're playing, sometimes it's when you're playing, sometimes it's, you know, whatever. And sometimes it's just like, I've had a lot of help, like, to kind of, you know, get stuff going. I try to add something new, you know, like every stream and whatnot, as far as maybe some features. But for the first, like, long time, basically there was nothing in here to do. There we go. And there's John. John, I'd like to formally apologize. Welcome to the stream, but I'd like to formally apologize because, you know, I didn't even get that joke. You know, when you subscribed and you said SD, I was like, oh, what is he trying? It's SD. It's Steely Dad. That's what you're trying to say, and that's how excited I was. That was one of the things where it was like, you know, I didn't even know what the heck was going on. I was just overdone with the hype train, and so John, thanks again for that really fun stuff. Hey Noah, right on. All right, so we have our first Riddler request of the day. So let me just see. I think I'm not far from here. Let me just get back to Bearshan's camp, and I've got my riddles ready. Remember, guys, you can request a riddle from Steely. It's 1,500 channel points, and you can also request a dad joke. Yeah, dad jokes are always welcome here. So yes, let me just find out where Bearshan is here, and I'll get you your riddle, Noah. Noah, and anyone else in the Flatulent Flautists, I'd like to make an announcement here. I put something in the kin chat, and I put down that on Thursday maybe we can get something going. As far as an instance, like maybe around 7 p.m. on the stream. Whether it depends on who's going to show. I think I have Urugarth as an example, but I think, you know, we could almost do anything depending on who's on. You know, Thursday at about 7 p.m. So about 2 hours from now, like on Thursday. So like 2 days, 2 hours. So we could do something in Moria. We could do Urugarth on, you know, like on a lower level if there are some lower people. I woke up this morning to find 2 birds sitting in the sun in our backyard eating ice cream. They were basking robins. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. And Iron Wolf, you even had a comment on Friday. I was talking about mindfulness that completely went over my head. It was a kind of cool joke. It's like, all this time I was blaming my dryer for my clothes shrinking. In fact, it was my refrigerator's fault. You know, something like that. It was really cute, and I kind of just, I was caught up in the train. So, all right. So here's our first riddle of the day, and we'll go with this one. There's a couple of nice little warm ups here. They're not too difficult, so it's just kind of a speed one. So let's see what happens. All right. All about the house, with his lady he dances, yet he always works and never romances. What is he? All about the house, with his lady he dances, yet he always works and never romances. What is he? That is our first riddle of the day. We got a couple of pretty cool looking dwarves here. I'm gonna, make a bow to the Fisterrock and also to Globrock the Drudger before we do this. So,
What do you need?
Let's turn those in.
This is unthinkable.
This is unthinkable. Unthinkable. This answer to this riddle is unthinkable. Scouts among the Bruninen Gorges.
Stay a moment.
Talk to Narlin. Party. Not quite. No. It is an item, so it's actually like like a physical noun. I'll give that clue. Let me read it again. All about the house with his lady he dances, yet he always works and never romances. What is he? This is kind of like I gotta say this too. This is a bit of an old chestnut. Like it's not a politically correct riddle. It could just be a reversal, and sometimes it could be like all about the house with his gentleman. She dances, yet she always works and never romances. You're getting close. Think like pre-vacuum. Yes, Lenhart. Hey, Tyler, welcome. You got it. The answer is a broom. Lenhart 90. All right. What's up with you? I'm doing good. I still feel bad for your dad. I gotta say. So we went to watch the Super Bowl. It is a little dated, and some of these are because they come from like a book that's both new and old. So, but. I gotta tell you, like we were at Lenhart's house on Sunday and we were watching the Super Bowl, and it was a good game. I'll tell you, it was a really solid game. But all of us were commenting on like how the referees like put away the whistles and just let the players play, and and then like with 2 minutes later, it was just like. All of a sudden the whistles came out like 58 minutes of the game and not nothing, and then like 2 minutes left in the game, or even a minute 30, all of a sudden we're getting pass interference calls, we're getting like non-calls. It's like a panic had set in that the home team wasn't actually winning the game they were expected to blow out. It was, I really felt as a fan, I felt cheated, and I felt like really sorry for for Lenhart's dad and Basila's dad, because he is a lifelong Bengals fan, and he'd been waiting 30 years for this Super Bowl, and like it was actually really good, and it's not the fact that the Bengals lost. It really isn't. It wasn't like that for me. Holding calls and all that. I wanted the Bengals to win. I know, and it was a good game, and it's just like, okay, the Rams were stomping down the field. Now I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, so I have no stake in the Bengals at all. Okay, but like the Rams were marching, and it's like, are they gonna score? This is a great game. This is a great ending to the game. 2 minutes left. That riddle did have me a little stumped. Yeah, and then all of a sudden the refs just decided, okay, well, we're gonna take center stage, and like the calls and the missed calls in the last 2 minutes were grotesque. So as an NFL fan, I felt like ripped off. So I was pretty disappointed in that.
Maid of Honor, might you spare a moment of your time?
Okay, so this is called the perfect feather. So so I was definitely kind of disappointed, and I felt really bad for like Lenhart and Basila's dad too, because like he was watching it. His team was like only a couple minutes away from a Super Bowl win. Their first ever, and also in their first appearance in so long. So I was disappointed for him. I mean, like I said, I'm a Steelers fan. I normally hate the Bengals. Like, just it's a divisional rivalry, and it's an ugly one from the last few years. But at the same time, I was just watching it as a fan, and I was having a really good time watching the game, and it was just like, what a grotesque way to end. So anyway, hope you're all having a good Tuesday. Tuesday after the Super Bowl. Oh, we've got the trolls out. So we're adventuring in the Trollshaws, and the Trollshaws underwent a change in Lord of the Rings Online a few years back. Originally, the Trollshaws, I think I covered this a bit in the last stream, but I'll repeat it again, because last stream I kind of started the Trollshaws in the middle of the stream, and the Trollshaws were an area that not a lot of people enjoyed. Like, consensus was maybe 60-40 that a lot of people just wanted to avoid it completely, and they dreaded having to go in and getting their 30 quests done for the deed. So they did a revamp a few years back, and what they did was they added a bunch of dailies. Like, you see, every creature in the Trollshaws has like a ring, and so those rings all lead to. I've got a pile of quests now in my log. They're all yellow, and one is like defeat Hendervale, collect pelts from the bears, defeat crawlers, defeat elk. There's another one for I don't know if the wolves have one or not. No, I guess they don't. I know you get a quest to kill the wolves as well, but like basically everything with a name tag on it out here is fair game. So so that helped alleviate the people who were like, oh, I have to go so far into the Trollshaws to get this quest done. You know, like, so if you didn't like it, oh well, you didn't have to do it, you know. Another thing that it did is it broke up the Trollshaws into very manageable little chunks. And you know, like before it was such a big area and the quests kind of led you almost everywhere. And when it first came out, it was actually very small. Like, in order to get the quest of the Trollshaws done when it first came out, because it did not have the section called ECAD Candelaith, in order to get the Trollshaws done, you had to do like every quest, including this group of spider quests that was really, you know, in a real difficult area. So so yeah, so it was a pain in the behind. Oh, that was a random hit. But much more friendly as of late, and they've taken a few quests and they've run with them. Now another thing is, oh, okay, actually I remember. I was gonna say I don't remember, but now I do. So it looks like there's the initial hub, and then you've got this area, the Thorn Hat area, and then you've got an area a little bit further up the mountain that sends you all over, and then you've got Rivendell that actually has some more quests than they used to, and you've still got that spider area if you wanted to do it as well. So there's all those areas, and then of course, like, they did add the ECAD Candelaith questing area when that book came out, way back in, I believe it was 2008, 2009. I think it was actually 2008 that book came out. Anyway, so they added that area. So you had a lot of places to quest in the Trollshaws. After that came out, I guess it was a little bit easier. But now you only have to basically get through the first couple of camps and you'll get your 30 quests done. So, now this is from the Perfect Feather quest. So Narlin sent me here to talk to Arod, and now we are looking for a nest. So basically, Caladrovel is a pet to Arod. He's a Hendervale, and so they're just he's kind of concerned because he hasn't seen him for a while. So. And this is actually a pretty cool quest. They've linked it up so that it continues on to even the next area. So where the whites are. So where am I going here? Let me just check. Yeah, so that's kind of the Trollshaws in the game. Now, I will say this: the Trollshaws in the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit movies takes a different connotation, and the books as well. So in the original Hobbit book. Now, is that Gondo or is that John? No, that's John. All right. So in the original Hobbit book, yes, you didn't really hear much about the passage through the Trollshaws. The company just kind of ended up in Rivendell, and you know, the story kind of continued from there. Now, okay, so I do have a wolf quest. I also want to find out where this feather is. Yeah, so not much in the Hobbit book. Now, in the Hobbit movie, I'm still here. Sorry, I'm just preoccupied by some stuff. That's okay, Rose. That's all right. No problem. It's a Tuesday, you know. It's just kind of everybody's still getting into the work week rotation, including myself. Let's see here. Here we got another troll. So yeah, so in the movie, now they were passing through, and there was an actual scene in the Trollshaws. You know, it was one of the major stopovers. They had the scene in the Lonelands where they told the story about Thor and Oakenshield and how he was. There's the nest. There it is. Okay. and how he was a worthy captain to follow and whatnot. And I really enjoyed that little tale. And then that was in the Lone Lands, and then they moved on to the Trollshaws, and they got involved when their ponies got stolen by the trolls, of course. And then you had that scene with the trolls. I must say, the scene with the trolls, Bert, Tom, and Bill, was one of my favorite scenes in the Hobbit trilogy. I thought it was really well done. The voice acting was awesome. Really do enjoy that. And yeah, it was fun. It was fun, and it was well done the way it ended up as well. With Gandalf kind of cracking the rock and the trolls turning to stone. And then they go into the troll cave and they find that there too. So, all right. So turning in the perfect feather. All right. He says, saw the Henderville come from the northwest. There's a den of bears in the shadow of Thornhat. Okay. If that's where he fell, we might have some evidence. Go find the bear den. Okay, no problem. So there was that scene, and I really enjoyed it. And then they actually go to they move on to Rivendell. But in the process, they're actually pursued by wargs and orcs that were sent after them by Azog from the Lone Lands, I guess, from being spotted in the Lone Lands with that group. So that's kind of interesting. And then you had the moment where they find that hidden passage, and the dwarves are all reluctant to go to Rivendell, but Gandalf really wants them to go. And Gandalf is a pretty good broker of peace between races and whatnot. So that was fun. And then they end up in Rivendell, and of course you have if you've watched the extended edition, the dwarves get up to some kind of outrageous stuff in Rivendell, and it's a pretty fun series of scenes as well. And then you've got a lot more happening in the Trollshaws, I guess, is the bottom line. So that's kind of a cool thing. So, following it from the book, now, we have a kind of a quandary coming up. And that's, when I started this character... Oh, I think we just completed that quest. Perfect. So when we finished the Trollshaws, the way I was building this character was following in the path of the Fellowship. So that could go one of two ways. Now, if we're going the Hobbit method, which is the way I kind of thought we'd do, I think we're going to go to the Misty Mountains next, after the Trollshaws, and have some fun up there, and end up in Goblin Town, kind of Hobbit style. I really like Goblin Town, I'm not going to lie. It's one of my favorite places. I do have a map, but I don't really need it. One strategy that I have with games, and especially with like Lotro, is areas that I really originally found I hate doing this. It's awful. It's a maze. I can't get through it. I can't do anything. I kind of like to put a lot of focus in there and turn my weakness into a strength. So when I first went to Goblin Town, it was a little overwhelming. Back then we had no crafting guilds, and Goblin Town was swarming before Moria, because it was a place where you could get all of the good one-shot level 50 recipe drops. And as I said, we had no crafting guilds, so the only way to get that crit teal level 50 stuff was to crit on a level 50 recipe. And the best place to farm those recipes was indeed Goblin Town. So you get a lot of folks in there just going in there slaughtering goblins, and there's no deed for it. There was never any deed to kill goblins in Goblin Town. There was just a series of quests. So I kind of was very intimidated by it, and you get lost so easily, and there's passages going over and passages going under, and it's quite the maze. But I honestly resolved to turn that maze into something that I could kind of take pride in knowing. So I really started to work on Goblin Town. I spent a lot of time in there. I had this map that I can't remember the source of the map, but it was fantastic. I actually the creators of that map put out a bunch of other maps as well, including a Lothlorien map that I use up to this day as well. I'm not sure where this nest is for this Hendervale. And the Goblin Town map was no exception. It actually showed the 3D nature of the passages. Oh, okay, I had to find the bear den. I see. That's why it's not appearing. It's one of these connection quests. Yeah, so I actually got pretty good at Goblin Town, and was able to find my way around in there without a map. So if I do go in without a map, sometimes I still get turned around here and there, but I think that's just the nature of the beast, and everybody kind of gets turned around. But I think one of my proud moments in this game was when I was leading a kin on Dwaro Delph, and a kinmate was like, like, hey, can you give me a hand in Goblin Town? There it is. Can you give me a hand in Goblin Town? I really can't find my way around. And I went in there with him, and I got him through like whatever he needed to go. Neil Patrick Hairless. Are plugins add-ons a big thing for this game? Game changing, I mean. Well, first of all, welcome to the chat, and hope you're having a good Tuesday. My answer to that is, I guess it depends on what your play style is, because, for example, when I was playing on another server, we were doing a lot of raiding, and I really found that plugins for the raid to see, like, your damage output, and like when things are expiring, and when you need to renew skills, and when your bleeds are expiring, that sort of thing. No rating tool for that. Then my answer would be, I don't really use them anymore. So I guess other people swear by them, and I think it's just one of those, if you played with them and you've had them before, then you're kind of set in your ways, and you want the buff bars, or you want the other thing that shows your DPS level, like your DPS tracker and whatnot. Personally, I have them all. I still have them. I haven't installed Task and Palantir 2. Yes, I think I have Palantir 2. I'm not sure what I have installed on this server, or if like what I've done with my things, because I had them all set up when I was playing on Anor and we were doing a lot of raiding, but not anymore. My opinion has disappeared. Don't care about DPS. Yes. Oh, Palantir 3, it's updated. Okay. Yeah. So no, I haven't found use to turn it on yet, and I mean, even if I did, I've done the events that I've done with it before, and a lot of times it was just kind of a novelty anyway. I didn't really take it too seriously, and I never really got attached to any of the plugins. So I would say no, definitely not a must. I guess, like I said, for casual players, I consider myself a casual player now. I'm no longer in any kind of raiding kin. If asked to step in, I can certainly step in and fill a spot. I still know the raids very well, and I know the classes that I play very well. But I'd honestly say that it's just something that I'm kind of over. I like some of them that help track inventories, though. Yeah, I can see that. But again, that's kind of a graduated thing too. Like, I think that's cool that you can kind of see where things are. Like, your total gold. Like, you can use the one app or the plugin that shows all of your gold from all of your character, and then your total gold on the server. That's pretty neat. And how much of each item, I guess. And indeed, I actually have several alts, but I've kind of downsized, and it's still. Let's see here. Is there a bank, or is your carried inventory it? Sorry, pretty new. No, there is a bank. And there's a couple of options to use. So there's a bank in every settlement, I guess, and you can go and deposit things in there. There's also shared storage, where you can put things in there and all of your characters can access it. There's also now a portable bank that's available to subscribers only. So if you're a subscriber, there's a quest giver. Her name is Wenda, I think, and she's again in most settlements, and she's in the homesteads as well. And she gives you this item right here. This item is the Subscriber Town Services. I'm just kind of highlighting, and I'm sorry if the writing's a little less, but if you right click on it, it actually brings up, there's a vendor, so you can sell on the go, browse the shop. You can basically sell all the goods that you're just carrying that you don't really want in there. You can also open your vault, and that's this character's vault here. You can access your shared storage through here. That's shared storage. Then you can also access your wardrobe through here if you're into cosmetics and keeping items. So you get that through there. And you can also access shared storage on its own tab, wardrobe on its own tab. You can even access the auction house through here. So if you're on the road and you're like, say you're crafting in Oscaruth, there's no auction hall in Oscaruth, you can actually go on there and say you need some sturdy hides or whatnot. You can just buy on the go, you know. So it's that's pretty neat, and I really like that aspect. There's another cool thing that they put in here. They kind of killed off the importance of one of their own items. There's a subscriber jug, and if you're into crafting, and you're doing like mass amounts of stuff, say you're tanning hides into leather, and you're doing like 100 of them, it goes so quickly. It's just like it's the potion of rapid crafting put into an item. You just use the jug. It's available to you every day, and they just clicks them off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It really does going down. I tried to sub last night to check the features, but it kept erroring when logging into PayPal. That's interesting. I'm not sure. Do you have your store set to be an external store? I know my store opens up. I think it opens up right here. It does. So, but that's just force of habit. I've always kind of gone that way. But I hear if you use your external store, sometimes that can give you issues. Again, I'm no expert, but just a couple of kind of maybe tips or tricks that I've heard of, I guess. So. But anyway, yeah, welcome to the chat, and thank you for those questions. I really like answering those questions because sometimes it's just, if I know the answer, that's fantastic. If I don't, well, you know, I can always kind of find out and come back on a future stream with it. But I do appreciate, you know, questions about gameplay and about things like that. I have never toggle that. Use the search in the options for external. Yeah. So you can do that as well. Open the external store. So it would be in the system and options, and I believe it's I think it's in the UI settings possibly. So anyway, okay. So let's see here. Where are we? Track the wolves to the road. I still need crawlers. I'm gonna get rid of this sickle fly quest. I'm not going back there, so I'm gonna get rid of it. Blankets for the dwarves, harbingers of death. Okay, I need a drink, that's for sure. Okay, so let's see. It's internal. I just tried it. Put it in my email and said security challenge. It just spins forever. Which browser are you using? I use I think I use Google Chrome for most of my stuff. I'm gonna lurk some for a bit. Enjoying this stream, Steely? Right on, Victor. Thanks for coming to hang out, and thanks for the lurk, bud. You lurk away. Yeah, I'm not really. I guess you know, maybe it's just kind of I'm living a bit of a charm thing here, but I've never actually had issues with the store, with anything. Another thing is I don't know if your client is downloaded from Lord of the Rings Online, like from the Standing Stone Games site, or if it's through Steam. But I've heard sometimes Steam can pose a little bit of a problem with your items there, so, or with certain issues. So I've always just kind of had my client downloaded from the actual site. So now where am I going? Track the wolves eastward along the trail. I'm through the main site. I don't like Steam. Gotcha. Okay. Where am I going here? A little further up the road. Yeah, so it might be, like I said, it might be a browser thing. I know I use, like I said, I use Chrome, and it doesn't really give me any difficulty with as a default browser with PayPal. But, you know, other folks prefer Firefox, or I'm not sure if anybody likes Internet Explorer, the new whatever it's called. I usually disable it whenever I put it on, but I'm not a big fan of it. Let's see here.
Well met.
He lives. Okay, tend to his wounds. All right, we just gained a level. Sweet, level 15. Trolls in the Shaws. Scout the troll cave in the Brunainen Gorges. All right, so he was wounded. The trolls have come down from the Misty Mountains. Great numbers, an entire cave. Calandrovel is not clear about the. Would you like to scout? Okay, so that's where we're going. We're gonna track the wolves first, though. I think it's just kind of a better progression. And maybe get a couple of crawlers in here too. There's 2 crawlers. I can finish this quest. So I was actually before I kind of went off onto answering a few questions. I was talking about where the stream would go. So I was talking about the Misty Mountains followed by Goblin Town. And then I think another option is to come back down south here and go through the Trollshaws following the actual path of the Fellowship of the Ring through the Trollshaws and on their way into Eregion, which is also known as Holland, which is where the scene, you know, Crabine from Dunland come from, as Dunland is just to the south of Holland. Oh, I opened up a thing here. Enmity of the Wolves, Enmity of the Goblins 2, Spiders 3. Oh no, not spiders. Definitely not a big fan of spiders, that's for sure. In real life or in the stream. Okay, so following the trail turns southward. I think this is where you go and you meet up with that. It is. Okay. So you meet up with an interesting wolf here. I'm going to once again kind of jump into a little bit of nostalgia. So another thing I used to really like about the Trollshaws is that I kind of, you know, made it my study and I put some time into it. And I got to know where every wolf was that was hiding in this little passage. Because back then, this was the only place to deed wolves other than just the loose wolves that you used to find through, you know, just adventuring around in the Trollshaws. There was no Ecad Candleape, so there was no area with the Gowardane and the wolves. That was added later. So this was kind of the main source. And there used to be more wolves. There used to actually be upwards of 20 wolves in this little camp. And if you were lucky, you would find it unoccupied. And you could actually do some good wolf deeding here. However, it seemed like there were... Oh, there's the shark dropper. Alright, Carnash, haven't seen you in a few years. He is usually hiding in a cave up ahead. That's kind of neat that he's just out running around. I'll show you where that cave is. He's been around since the beginning of the game, actually, Carnash. His tooth was a crafting ingredient once upon a time, when they used to have the named creatures drop named ingredients rather than shards. So that was kind of a different time. Different time in the game. If you want to sneak peek back or kind of take a trip down memory lane, the Carnash used to kind of be hiding in one of these caves. Sometimes in this one here. Often in this area by the skull, by the Orok skull. He used to be kind of hiding back here in this closed off area. But they made differences. There used to be 2 wolves here, one on that side, one on this side. Now there's just one. But as I said, they've really toned down the number of wolves. I think there's only about a dozen here now, so. Silent Nose Stalker. And I think that's the only silent one. No, there should be one more. I think there's one more on the way to this demon wolf. And this wolf too. This was kind of a fun change. You used to step through here and then you get the dread. Okay, so we're getting some dread on us here. +3 dread. And there should be one more, I think, wolf that's in stealth. There he is. Okay, silent. Just taking another swig. I'm telling you, the heat is on. It is a chilly Canadian day. It's -15 Celsius, feels like -22. At least that's what it was. Wolves used to be one of the deeds you needed for a certain virtue before they did the virtue tree. Yes, I remember doing that deed a lot. Yes, because it was, I believe, discipline. No, it was the determination one. Yes, determination. So if you were any kind of hunter or burglar or any kind of agility user, the wolves was definitely a must deed. I think it was determination. It was either determination or discipline, one of the two. So it was definitely a must deed. And this guy here, they created these shadow wolves when Enidwaith came out, when that expansion came out, and they have shadow wolves in that area. And this guy just used to be a big, oversized wolf, like maybe twice as big as the normal wolf. But now they've made him into one of those shadow wolves, and that's when they did the revamp. So I guess the revamp must have happened obviously after Enidwaith came out. I'm just not sure how long. But yes, so this deed, and the thing, mercy. Thank you to the devs at Standing Stone Games, because the deed for these wolves in the Trollshaws used to be, I believe it was 120 and 240. So I think they've nerfed it so that it's now just, let's see, I'm thinking 60 and 120 now. So 180 wolves altogether is a lot better than 360. It's half the amount. So that prevents a lot of log jams too, and players coming in. Another thing that we used to have that we don't have anymore is it used to be once you tagged a mob, that mob was yours alone. I believe they changed that rule when the game went free to play, where multiple people could tag the same mob. But that was a thing. So if someone was in here deeding wolves and you wanted to be kind of confrontational, you would try to tag them really quick before the other person would have a chance, and then that wolf was yours. It would turn gray and therefore not count as a deed for the other player. So there's some kind of dirty pool going on back then with these wolves. Back in the day. Lots of random fellowships so you get credit for deeds. Yes, and that was another difference too, is that was common on some servers, but on other servers it was extremely competitive. Like, you get there and someone would be like, just hacking and slashing and destroying everything for deeds, and you try to fellow them and they just ignore you. I find, especially on Treebeard, this new legendary server, and as the game has kind of aged, you could I really notice a difference in that people are much more willing to just, like, if there's someone there and they're doing the same thing you are, send out a fellowship invite, and the next thing you know, you're in a group and you're both getting your quest done. So regardless of if it's like a tagging issue or not, it's still quite common. So I'm really liking that about this server. This server is a pretty Fingris. Oh yeah, I still have to scout the cape. Pretty cool server as far as like teaming up for stuff like that. And I think another thing that does that as well is, like, there's we have the difficulty setting on Treebeard, which is something that's I didn't realize how unique it was. It's only the 2 legendary servers right now that have the option of changing your difficulty. So I thought it was something that they brought out, but then other players are coming here to get those deeds done, which is actually pretty cool too, because you get more players and whatnot. But so if you're playing on a higher difficulty and you have a difficult, I guess overland quest mob that you have to kill, it's kind of, the point is moot as to whether or not you're going to follow up with it. Do you pick once and do you stay that, or can you change it later? So did I get... Just one moment here. I'm just going to try to scout. I think this is where I have to scout. Oh, you know what? I missed it. There's a thing. So, here's the deal with that Iron Wolf. And there's been conflicting reports, and I've heard it, but I'm going to give you what I know, like, straight from my mouth. And that's, you have to pick your difficulty level by level 11. Okay? Once you turn... once I believe it's level 11... Once you turn level 11, that's the difficulty that it locks you into for the rest of the game. So at level 10, you really have to make that choice. Do I want to play on hard? Do I want to play on deadly? What level of deadly or hard, difficult, or deadly, I think, are the 3 settings. And there it is. So Noakin is correct. You can change, but you lose the deed after level 11. Yes. So now, I will say this, okay? There's been advice given in the world chat about people just saying you can change, difficulty level from deadly 0 to deadly 6. You can go up, you can come down, as long as it's done before level 11. I've had people that have started off at level 2 or level 3. They've come down before level 11, and I don't know if they're just experiencing a random bug, but it doesn't. That's what I'm saying here, Noakin, is I've run into the issue where if you go down to Deadly 0 from Deadly 2 and you're still level 10 or level 9, they are losing the deed. And I think it's actually in the forums where they did acknowledge it. But it's not happening to everyone. It's just kind of one of those rare things. So I have that heard about that. But I honestly think that just a good standard practice is just to it's totally weird. And you know, like I believe, like I said, they are aware of it, but they haven't made any changes yet. So but just kind of evaluate yourself. And where do you set the level? I haven't tried so there's a quest mob, and I'm gonna show you. You know what? I'm gonna take you here on the stream. Let me just get this done. Okay, I'm gonna show you where it is. And oh, what? Whoa, holy smoke! Christy is raiding with a party of 24. Wow. All right, Christy. Thank you so much for this raid, Christy. Swimmer the Roo, you're welcome back. Wow, that's awesome. Giant Munchkin, thank you very much. You know, I was just talking about this earlier, how, you know, these raids are awesome. So and I'm still kind of newish, so I'm getting used to it. But I'll show you where the mob is. And welcome in, raiders. I hope you're having a great Tuesday. This is Steely Dad 2021 channel. In honor of your raid, I will after I kind of show one of the viewers something to answer a question that they were wondering about. I will pose a riddle. So it's something that we do. So maybe one of you can get in on the riddle. And welcome aboard. Absolutely. So there are, yes. So there's Archet, Thorns, the Prancing Pony, Mickle Delving. So the one in the Shire is actually not in Mickle Delving, it's in Little Delving, which is where I'm going right here. So lots of, basically all the starter zones. And Gondaman! Hey, welcome Gondaman! We are just, oh, Giant Munchkin has followed, Christy has followed. Thank you very much, you guys, for your follows. Thank you very much, I appreciate that. Pull up a chair, get comfortable. You know, hope you had a really good stream. And you know, hopefully you're still pumped for more. So thank you. So this is him, Iron Wolf. This is one of the characters. It's Berthadan. I think he's actually in all the locations. I think it's the same ranger. I think he's always named Berthadan. So when you select him, you can right click, and here's where you set the difficulty. I don't know if I can expand this. No, it doesn't. It just does that. But you've got difficulty 0 is normal, so I mean, there's no point in picking that. But then you've got hard, dangerous, deadly. This is deadly plus 0. I hope you have an amazing stream. It's bedtime for me now. Good nighty, good nighty. Snuggle Bunsies, welcome, and thank you so much, Christy. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. Thank you very much for bringing your raid here. You know, lots of choices. You chose this channel. I appreciate that. So let me pose a riddle for you folks who are checking this out. So again, we're kind of doing some warm-up riddles here, but here's one for you. I may seem real, but it always turns out I was never there in the first place. You only see me during a certain resting stage. What am I? That's a pretty simple chestnut. I may seem real, but it always turns out I was never there in the first. Swimmeroo, yep, you got it. Swimmeroo, coming in quick. Very nice, very nice. And I'll follow that up with another bonus one, and this one's a little bit tougher. So welcome to the stream, everyone, and here comes riddle number 2 here. All right. Covered in stone and sun, it's home to many, but also to none. What is it? Covered in stone and sun, it's home to many, but also none. What is it? This is a tricksy one. So here's where you can set your difficulty. So basically, if you're doing quests in the Shire or Arid Loon, go back to your hub at level 10 and make your choice. I will say that the difference between the three, there's not much of a difference between hard and dangerous. Okay, the mobs hit a little bit harder. You know, your attacks are a little less effective. I believe I'm playing on hard right now. Yeah, I'm playing on hard. So you get plus 10 experience gain on monster kills and plus 1 virtue XP earned. None I heard. I'm tired. but once you get into the dangerous, that's or deadly. Sorry, once you get into deadlies, that's where a church. No, but you might be kind of on the right track, kind of, sorta. It is a little bit linked to certain beliefs. So let me read it again. Covered in stone and sun, it's home to many, but also to none. Yes, Neil Patrick Careless. Cemetery is the right answer. Very well done. Well done. So yeah. So once you get into the deadly setting, you actually get the Eye of Sauron can randomly appear on any overland mob that you're fighting. It also appears in skirmishes if you're playing single or duo skirmishes. It doesn't usually appear in instances, but like it's. I guess I think I remember going into an instance in Breeland and the difficulty was there too, so I had to watch out for the eye. It was in that cave in Bree, I think. But anyway, so you have to, and it shows up in the missions. Absolutely, yes, as well. So you have to kind of step out of the eye, otherwise you take like around 1,000 damage, I guess, and or I guess it varies, but according to the difficulty, and the mobs hit you a lot harder. So one of the major differences between playing on like hard or dangerous and then deadly is that if you're playing on hard, I can take on 2-3 mobs and I can still kind of make out pretty well. Like I take a few hits, but I'm pretty solid. Dangerous gets a little more difficult, but you can still take on multiple mobs, especially with crowd control. No worries. Okay, so now sorry, I'm gonna mithril coin back into this. Now that I've shown you where it is, but maybe I'll take a quick trip to.
Hello there.
Let's take a quick trip to Thorin's Gate as well and show you there. So, but when you're playing on Deadly, I really do find that if you get involved, now there are certain classes where, of course, like it's a little easier, and depending on if you pumped up your character with some tomes and much, and as there you go. So Iron Wolf, as much as I outlevel areas before I'm done with them, I should try this. This honestly, Treebeard sounds like tailor-made for you, because in some ways it's kind of what the server was. Oh my, I've never been to Arid Luin? I thought I did all the deeds here. I didn't do anything. Okay. So yes, so Treebeard also is a slow progression server. Now you can still get the earrings. I've got the Earring of the Dead City, the Fateful Gundabad Earring. I have the Root Stone, and I don't have the shield, the shield item that you get, the Harbinger Shield or something like that. I don't get that. I missed that expansion, but and here's Berthadan, so he's here as well. So same deal. You just choose your difficulty here before you move on to level 11. So Treebeard is a 40% quest XP. Area. You are earning 40% of experience gains from monster kills, crafting, and quest completions. So, if you decide not to use the earrings and the bonus items, you really do feel the burn of leveling so slowly. Like, I am a completionist as well, and I do really enjoy... actually, let's see, Neil Patrick Careless, this is one of the people I was talking about. It's Wenda Cranesbill. She's here in Arid Luin. She's all over the place in the starter zones, and if you click on her, you get these VIP rewards when you subscribe, and that's where you get that portable vault and the jug. So, okay, I'm gonna mithril coin back to the troll shots here, but yeah. So 40% XP and the difficulty settings makes for a really fun overland experience again. It's also kind of a good trainer for some instances, later on that you get into where you have to move. Like, for example, in Darnargabud with the trolls, don't stand in the acid puddles that the trolls leave on the ground. Well, you're already kind of trained from avoiding the Eye of Sauron for the whole game, that it's just second nature just to scooch over and get out of that square. So it's pretty cool. But it sounds like something you'd really enjoy, and a lot of other players have come over and been like, I haven't had this much fun on the overland in years. It's normally just face roll, and you're done. So, okay, so we're gonna go talk to Narlin. All of you folks who came in the raid, who are still here, thank you very much. And also, hope you're really having a good day. It's been an interesting day. I almost again wasn't going to stream because I've had I do, Billy. I live at, well, close, I guess, is a close is kind of a bit of a misnomer for Canadians. Oh, Nether Terror has followed. Thank you very much, Nether Terror. Or Neither Terror, sorry. So I'm about 330 kilometers from Toronto, so about 180 miles, about 200 miles. So it's a bit of a trek, you know, but it's not, you know. I really found out some places in the U.S. really consider like travel a big thing. Like when I lived in Florida, I used to go from Lake City in the north central area down to West Palm to visit my friend on the coast several times. And he was definitely opposed to driving the 4.5 to 5 hours for that trip. So I guess he really considered, like, you guys are crazy for coming down here once a month, you know. I hate making that trip like once a year, but for, you know, our places are so spread apart that sometimes it's so yeah, Billy, I'm about 200 miles from Toronto, so not that far. And Brol, welcome to the stream. You missed the riddles, chum, but maybe there's another one coming up sometime soon. Don't play Lost Ark; you won't be able to stop playing. I have heard that. And I'm having regrets because I was actually going to subscribe, and I was going to kind of, you know, buy the founder package for Lost Ark, and playing Lost Ark as I watch, and it's supposed to be amazing. It's supposed to be this amazing game. I just kind of heard tell that it was already available in some regions, I guess, like in the East, and, you know, like in Japan, and so it's been out for some time there, and there was some concern about, you know, like how you're going to compete in PvP with players who have been playing this for like a year or two. I suck at PvP anyway, so it is really good. My server is down at the moment. Oh, I gotcha. So I figured I'd just play a healer or something, you know, or you know, like I kind of my crappy aiming skills, or, you know, my, you know, like I can dance in Lotro, I can kind of move around pretty good, and I used to like the Moors, but in other games I'm trash. So and I have no aim. I'm really bad. So anyway, so welcome to the stream, and welcome back, and thank you guys for those follows. That's fantastic. Thank you very much. Hope you come back again and check stuff out. That's pretty cool. Healer is the most dependent on the aim, I think. Oh no! Don't tell me that, bro! Oh god, what am I gonna take? Something that has a big AoE maybe, so I won't miss. We shall see.
Might you spare a moment of your time?
Talk to Elro here, or Eladon at Thornhat. Okay, so we're up to the Sons of Elrond. So looks like we're going there anyway. Yeah, so that sounds like fun. Honestly, it looks beautiful. I will say that. I watched some previews. I did a little research, you know, like before I buy any game, it doesn't even matter if it's like, you know, a few bucks on Steam. I do some research, and it looks beautiful. It looks gorgeous. But it also, the thing that scares me about it too is it looks kind of a little like, you know, I'm not gonna say Fortnite. That's a lousy comparison, but it looks like it's a game that's designed for PvP, and that scares me right off the bat. Because, like I said, I'm not the greatest at PvP anymore. I'm kind of getting a little older, and you know, so ripping through as a berserker and a mage is an alt, but it's a big game. Yeah. What is the level cap, guys? What's the level cap on that right now? Is it like 50 or 60 or 30? How far can you go? Kind of curious about that. Be right back. Gotta go to the bank. Breaking out some coins, Swimmer-the-Roo. Alright, I think it's 60. Not sure. Alright. So PvP was Quake 2. Yeah. So I'm like I said, I'm a little bit old for PvP, but I still try. I enjoyed the PvP. That's to say, you know, to a certain extent, when I was playing Fallout 76. I'm playing as a bard, which is practically a healer. That's what I heard. That's what I was going to roll, was a bard. So, what can I do for you? It's good of you to bring these pelts to us. The elves may not certainly feel the cold. Our old bones certainly do. Okay. So, another thing is, you know, I tried playing kind of that kind of, like, you heal by firing at someone. Oh, what was it? Oh, you know what I played? That's really funny. The Swimmeroo just left and it reminded me. I played Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville. And I played as the zombie healer who had to stay locked on to the mobs to heal them. And I also played as the Sunflower in that game. So that's about as like hardcore PvP as I've gone these last few years. And I was just basically playing with that for my son. So it wasn't like for me. So it's a downside. Okay. So yeah, I did enjoy it. I really found that I needed my aim a lot less playing as those type of healers, because I could just click my button and I locked on, right? Or as a Sunflower, you just kind of do the same thing. You just click a button and you stream heals into the things, and also you get a mount almost instantly. Well, that's cool. So for those of you who haven't played... Oh, I ran right by Popcorn. For those of you who haven't kind of joined the stream before, I don't play very many new games. I've started to try a few, but I'm normally a Lotro guy, and maybe like Conan Exiles or something like that on my console, or Pathfinder Kingmaker, which is definitely not an action-packed game. It's a turn-based strategy, basically, kind of along the lines of Baldur's Gate, the original Baldur's Gate. So, search off Thundal for a source of the evil Popcorn sensed. Okay. So those are the kind of games that I normally play. But I played a lot New World with a friend of mine and a fellow streamer. I created a character on New World, and I'm really enjoying New World. Don't get me wrong. It is tremendous fun. The game, I like the appearance of it. I remember playing this game years ago. I was so young. I didn't know what the abilities did. Yeah, I still had to learn English well. Yeah, that can kind of definitely put a pause, because the game is written, or at least it used to be, in very, I guess, like in Tolkien English. Like there's still when you spell connection, it was spelled like connexion with the X's, and wagons are spelled with 2 G's and such. So they really kind of made it a bit of a like along the same language pattern as the book. And that made it a little tougher too, as well as just your basic translations, right? So I like New World in small doses. Made a company called Nightmerica. So I'm actually playing on a European server on that game, and it's kind of cool because when if I play in the evening, I'm here in Canada. And yes, that's what I was getting to. That's what this long, drawn-out story was getting to, Brawl, was how much New World needs mounts. That is a huge game, and it seems even bigger because of the lack of mounts. So you're running everywhere. They do have some fast travel, but the fast travel abilities all go with a currency that you can earn in-game. So, you can fast travel, but eventually you have to stop. So... that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, so teleporting's expensive. They say no to mounts. We'll see. I think it's coming. I think that there's a definite need. And what did I do? What did I do here? Oh, I think I just completed quests. Deeds of the Trollshaws. I'm finished the Trollshaws in terms of quests. This is excellent. This is great. Okay, so now let's go back to earning confidence. Okay. So yeah, I think mounts are coming to that game, and because it's just simply too big to kind of go, but that's what practically made the game ultimately die. That could be. You used to have level, yeah, you got it, level 15 to get a mount in Lotro. It was kind of neat, and if you were a founder, one of the gifts that you got as a founder was there was a horse. Okay, you used to actually get a mount right from the beginning. It was the slowest damn horse. As soon as the Warden class came out, you could outrun the horse. I could almost outrun the horse on my Hunter way back then. But it was this like old horse and clippity-clop through Middle-earth, but you still could only unlock it at level 15. You'd have to do a series of quests. Yeah, 38%. Damn slow horse, that's for sure. And I remember journeying with my friends in one of my first kins in Lotro, and we had worked our way up to Forakel, and you know how big Forakel is, or how it was. The old horse with 32%. You know, I should log in. I have a shared founder account with one of my friends, and I should log in and just break out that old account and check the horse. And the starter goat in Moria, same kind of thing, yeah. So, I mean, we were in Forkel, and we're riding around up there, and it was like, oh my god, that's such a slow horse. You know, I used to have a name for that horse. A blank slapping nag is what I called it, but you can fill in the blank for yourself. You know, it was just like, oh my god, you guys are taking forever to to get that stuff done on that horse. This is a PG channel, by the way, guys. Just so you know, it's you know, it's family friendly. So I do have my son in here. So what is the A+0 ability? They did not assign an image to it, or is that on purpose? Okay. Let me well, this is another teachable moment. I like these. So what this is this is Wave. Okay, it's an alias, and I'm just gonna, let's see, I played Dark Age of Camelot and EverQuest for years and years with no mounts. Mounts can be good and bad. Yeah, so I would have loved to have played Dark Age of Camelot. I really would have. And I saw EverQuest on the Project 99, and that, I think I probably would have given it a pass, but I did actually at the time. But anyway, so I'm going to show you what this is. So this is an alias here, so I can program a wave onto it. And what it does is it just allows you to perform emotes like quickly off I guess like a shortcut, so you can just keep waving. Now how you do that is relatively simple. So I'm going to kind of show this here. So you go to your system options and check your key mapping. Okay, it tells you what you're doing. So let's say I want to put another emote in A+9. Okay, so can you do that, Iron Wolf? I'm gonna try, and if that's the case, then you're teaching me something new, bud. So let me I'll do it the old school way here. And Gondo, yes, okay, all right. So A+9. This is how I used to do it. So we'll use this as a history lesson. Look at this. Look at you guys go. So this is quick slot 33. Okay. So how I used to do this is, now that I know my quick slot, in the chat I would type in shortcut 33. Back in my day, yes indeed. Shortcut 33 / let's do chuckle, you know, so I can laugh at people. Then you hit the button. So right now on, oh, you can't even see that in the chat. Oh, okay, let me move the chat 1 sec. There we go. So right here, this is /shortcut 33 is the quick slot number, so that's A+9, and then space, then / whatever emote that you want to use. So this is how I've done it all along. I didn't know you could drag and drop. This is so cool. I'm going to try. So once you hit this, boom, then you've got the chuckle shortcut in that slot, right? So I would say it's magic. It's fantastic, but at the same time, I've just been told that there's a new magic, so, and I'm going to try this out. Yeah, exactly. So I'm actually going to do that right now because I don't have a follow. I was thinking about that earlier. So shortcut. Well, no, let's try the new way, right? So what are you saying here, Gondo? Shift C and emotes. Shift C. Oh, I just said C. Okay. And what is the C+5 ability? C+5 is a riddle. So that's the actual riddle ability for the burglar. So let me just see here. I'm just going to bring out these emotes. I'm going to find the follow. There it is. Follow. Follow me? I don't want to do follow me. Oh, maybe that's why. Is that why you're saying, Iron Wolf, where you have to do a follow button because follow me won't work? Anyway, okay, so I'm going to do flirt. I'll be a flirter. Okay, I can't do it. I can't do it right now. Maybe because my thing is locked. Anyway, guys, I'm going to look into this. And maybe, Gondo, you can kind of give me an in-game guide. But follow isn't an emote, it's command. Okay, so you have to do it. So I'm going to do it. So I'm going to type in shortcut 33 follow. And boom, now it's follow. Oh boy, is it follow? It's capitalized. So we are following now. I also remember if you went into the game and if your friend was still playing, you could let your character follow him. Yes, so we do that often. I play often with my my cousin, Real Mr. Dom, and sometimes sometimes he has to go AFK or I go AFK, and we just put each other on follow and go and do our thing. And you know, it's a pretty nice way about taking an AFK if the other person's still kind of, you know, ready to go, sort of thing. So So let's see here. Can't see chat. I'm just catching up on chat a little bit. Follow the name. Didn't know the key to get the collections. Shift C. You can go through the up arrow. Okay. All right, Gondo. You know what? Maybe we'll jump into the the Discord later and check that out. Jay's Discord, you know, for the flatulent flautist. So, so I think this may be all for this camp.
How can I be of
Worm
service?
White. Oh yes, then we move on to Nantornath. Okay. Defeat worms in Nantornath. Seek the White Stone. Okay. But then you'll get an icon for the emotes, just like when they're in quests. Ah, okay, very cool, very cool. I do like that sometimes when you get the quests and now you just basically, you don't have to go searching through your emotes anymore. You can just click on the shortcut, like in the quest guide over here, and it normally appears just to the left. I do like that. So, but thanks guys, I didn't know that. So that's something I learned new. You learn something new every day. You gotta have that philosophy when you're a teacher as well, because it's certainly true both for your students and for yourself. All right, so guys, we are cruising through the troll shots here, and on our way to either Rivendell or Ikat Kendley. Now there was something. Oh yes, we were getting into that mounts conversation, and that was it. So I remember as well, you used to get your mount, you used to be able to get a mount at level 15, and it was like, you know, the starter mount or whatnot. But I seem to remember something about level 35, that's when the, you could get the full speed mount. You could take the quest for riding from there, but then I think to get the full speed mount you were level 35. And I remember it used to cost you, I'd like to say, geez, I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I want to say 3.5 gold, or was it 35 gold? Whatever it used to cost you to get the mounts, it must be 3.5. Whatever it used to cost you to get the mounts, it was a lot of money back then. And money, like the in-game gold was not easy to come by back in the day. So I'm going to take a little bit of a sidetrack here, and I'm going to go and kill some of these trolls. Was it 2 gold? I'm pretty sure it was 3.5. Now that I think about it, I think it was 3.5. And I remember it would take you like that many levels just to get a good pool of gold, unless of course you were spending so much time in the auction hall and whatnot. But it was a handsome ransom, and getting a mount back then used to be like, oh my god, yes, saving up for your mount, exactly. Yep. Yeah. So you'd have to take it easy. Sometimes you'd see stuff on sale in the auction hall, like recipes and whatnot, because you couldn't buy them, you know. I'll tell you, that's another new thing, and you know, I was going to talk to you guys about this a little bit later, but one thing that has changed is just with the store now. Like I was able to kind of show you guys where the vendor was for the daily subscriber jug and whatnot, and I basically I used my map to get there, which is an old school method of getting there, but then I used a mithril coin just to go right back where I was. And man, if those were in the game like at the start, it wasn't nearly as monetized. Like it wasn't a free-to-play game. It was subscriber only, and it was also there was no Lotro store. The Lotro store came out in 2011 when Mirkwood came out, or 2010, I think it was. Yeah, 2010, or maybe even 2009. I'm gonna say 2010. When Mirkwood came out, the game went free to play, and then we got the Lotro store. And at first, it was just kind of a touchy-feely sort of thing with the Lotro store, what you could get, what you couldn't. But now, like with the advent of the mithril coin, a lot of things are just archaic now, you know. And I was just thinking, and I was commenting earlier on about Goblin Town, and how back in the day, you used to go in there to farm for crafting mats, because it was the best place to go for tier 5 critical crafting mats and recipes. So and there's no need to kind of, you can still, you know, struggle for those recipes, but now we've got crafting guilds, and you automatically get auto crits. You don't even have to save up for journals or I guess crafting journals, or you know, like scrolls or anything to make sure that you crit. Now there's an option where you can use the guild and mithril coins, and you can basically just run down the line using these, or not mithril coins, these crafting materials. Crafting packages, I think they're called. I'm not sure what. I've got a couple of boxes at my house, and you pull out 6 and 3 of these crafting materials and there you go. And skirm camps were a big change too, and skirm camps changed the game as well. From some of the items that they offered Val and Ben, that's definitely true. And old alts, I still unearthed one with 50 recipes saved. Yes. So now I will admit, guys, I am 100% part of that lazy crew. And when I see that the crafting things go on for sale, even if they don't go on for sale, the first couple of tiers, I just go and I buy them in the store. It gives you all the recipes, and I think, did I miss it? I missed the bloody stone. All right. So yeah, so I'll just go in and I'll buy those recipes. And you can buy both crates, Iron Wolf. You can universal ingredient packs. Yes. So at my house, you can get what I think one is called the premium crate, and the other one is just called the universal crafting crate or something like that. And you can buy both, and you can loot both once a day. So you can get up to nine packs a day. And the broken thing about that is it's per character. So the only requirement to be able to loot those crates is they have to be level 15. And so basically, as long as your alts are all over the level of 15, you can get like a whole load of them. And they're great. Honestly, they're great. They, like, for example, this guy is not a good example because I don't think there's anything on them that I can buy with those packs. But you can actually, as like a metalsmith or a tailor, for example, say you want to make an alt, a whole new set of armor. I think I have 36 level 15s. There you go. You could get yourself like almost 200, or almost 300. Well, about 300 packs a day. I guess Snuggle Bunsies on Landy. That's awesome, by the way. 36 alts. I think my record on a server is like 14 or 15. So that's crazy good. But yeah, so you can get all these packs, and then if you go into your crafting, when you get the guild recipes, and you can just type in for example, at this character. So say this was metalsmithing, then you get like Cook's Guild, and you get a bunch of recipes, right? Like all these all the recipes for all the different armor packs. You can just run down them, bang, 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 crit them all. You got your whole outfit. You don't have to, can you level up prospecting and forestry? I never get them leveled as fast as the areas I hunt. Unfortunately, not. That's kind of where the game kind of draws the line. You still have to go out and collect those original ingredients, but it does kind of let you collect them and then be done. You know what I mean? So you don't have to worry about them again. Now, don't get me wrong. That what I'm talking about and using these packs is a bind on account thing. So once you make those great armor sets, they have to go to one of your characters. So you can create them for all your alts, no problem kind of transferring them over. But if you want to make stuff for kinnies, you can't use them that way. It binds to you if you use them. So it's still good to go out and farm items and farm ingredients and kind of keep up on things. It doesn't eliminate the need. It just kind of makes things pretty darn easy for your characters. So I got a kick out of that.
What can I do for you?
You have food! That's awesome. You know what? I don't have food. And I'm getting hungry. But I've still got about an hour and a half to wait. So anyway, for those of you who are still with us, thank you very much for staying. I think we're long overdue for a riddle. I'd love to tell a dad joke, by the way, guys. But you gotta ask for that sort of thing. Okay, so let's have another riddle here. What are we going to? I didn't even know you were still here, Basilla. So Basilla is, well, I don't know. I guess we'll talk as you're just about ready to leave work, and we'll figure something out. But it is Pasta Tuesday. So nice for dyes when running out of limestone for white. Yes, absolutely. That's pretty cool too. Okay, so here's the next riddle, guys. Here you go. What is that which, though black itself, enlightens the world without burning? What is it that which, though black itself, enlightens the world without burning? What is it? That again, this is kind of like a little bit of an archaic riddle. The Rose Garden, the moon? No, not the moon's. Iron Wolf, not in this case. That's not the. Although that is a very good answer. So so I will read that again, and then I see it. Rose redeeming the dad joke. I'm excited. I am excited. Let's see here. Snuggle Bunsies. I'm gonna give that to you. The answer is actually ink. But that's kind of like an archaic answer. So so the answer is like ink writing text. So yes, you are correct. Well done. You got the answer. That was actually good. I thought that was going to take you guys a little bit longer as well. So so that was good. I wouldn't have guessed it right away, that's for sure. I don't think I'm wired like that. So charcoal also would have counted, yes, Gondaman, in if you were using it to kind of like record things. So right on. Okay, dad joke time. Why don't they play poker in the jungle? Why don't they play poker in the jungle? There are too many cheetahs. Too many cheetahs. Oh, too many cheetahs in the jungle to play poker. And there you go, Rose. There you go. Oof. Viewer count 0. Oh boy, that's a Boston dad joke. Yeah, it could be with that accent, right? Chromite, and thanks for the chat. Welcome to the chat, and welcome to the channel if you're new as well. Too many cheetahs. Yeah. I actually lived in Mystic, Connecticut for a couple of years, and we were very close to Massachusetts, and I got some of that. I got some of those accents. I worked at a recovery residence that was part of a religious retreat that was run by a priest, and the priest was from Boston. So he was saying mass, like I had to go to mass, whatever. But he was saying it in like with that Boston accent, and some of the things just always got me. I love that accent. It's great. So definitely a regional thing. So Swimmer the Roo, no, come on, my only son. Why don't they play poker in the jungle? Too many cheetahs. You can thank your stepdad for that one, courtesy of household pet. So okay, so we're here. Hunt the bears of Nantornath for clues to their source of madness. Alright, so we'll have another riddle soon, guys. Just maybe after this next area. Stepdad. Did I say stepdad? I meant godfather. Oh my goodness. Rose, yeah. Way to go, Rose. All right. Oh, my dear cousin. All right. So, anyway, welcome to the stream for those of you who just joined us, and hopefully you stuck around after that horrendous dad joke, and you're pretty cool catching some of this Lord of the Rings online action. It's an older game, but it checks out. So, I actually wanted to talk about this. I had a couple of things that I wanted to discuss on the stream. I always like to, like go into kind of a subject and, sometimes get your opinion on it. And let's see, I wonder if this bear is going to give me the white here. Sorry, I'm just going to kill this bear white and see if he counts as fit indeed. He does not. I still need to kill bears. Okay, so anyway, my issue was, where did I write this down? I wrote this down on matters for discussion. So I was in a fellow streamer and a follower, and like on a Twitch friend of mine, Big Boosh 7. I was on his stream, and I was on Friday, and I think it was pretty cool for me because I like checking out other Lotro streamers, and some of them, there are quite a few of us who are, having some experience with the game, and I think that's great. Like if you're, it's a great place for us to gather, share experiences, reminisce, because the game has changed so much and whatnot. But I believe there's also a big plus about people who are experiencing this game for the first time on stream, and I know a couple of folks who are let's see here, investigate the source of the chilling sensation. Okay, I still have to get bears. So new to the game. So I was on Big Boosh's channel, and he was saying how I believe it was his parent his parents said, like, oh man, when we go to Rivendell, you know, just go to, she told him, just go to Rivendell and just hang out there, just go check it out. And he said, I went, and this was like when he was, you know, just kind of like, he took one of her characters and he was just kind of watching her play, I guess, and he was younger. And so he went to Rivendell and he said it was amazing. You know, I just kind of roamed around. I just looked around and like explored and whatever, and it was so cool. You know, they really did a good job with it. And that got me to thinking, like, I wonder how many, because, you know, there's some old timers like me and you know, like, I know I think Iron Wolf's been around, Gondo. A lot of people have been around for quite some time with this game, and we've kind of seen it go through a bunch of things. Over the years, Snuggle Bunsies, you know, she was around when the servers merged. Pretty sure she's been around for a while. Anyway, there's a second generation of Lotro players now. You know, beta founder account. Yeah, there you go. So so there's a whole new generation. Like, you know, I would like to say, Chromite's one of the geezers. All right. Yeah, so I was thinking, you know, okay, this is kind of cool because for the first time about 2 months ago, and we have to do this again, Rose, and we have to do this again, Swimmer. We actually played as a family. Like, my son played Lotro for the first time. So I'm one of those, like, now I'm kind of a first generational Lotro player, and he's now a second generation Lotro player. So that in itself, for a game to be out like that long, you know, you've got World of Warcraft that's been out, you know, since Christ was a cowboy, and you've got you know, like you know, still the old EverQuest games sort of thing. So Noah, you're a second generation Lotro player, yeah. So like we've got these games that have been out long enough where, you know, those little guys who are maybe a little too young earlier, you know, they're now actually able to, like, you know, play. I just thought that was like kind of a bing 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 and a, you know, like a mindful moment, and I thought that's wonderful, you know. And I know I got chills the first time I came up from the hill, from the bogs east of Bree, and I saw Weathertop. You know, here's stuff that runs in families tend to be chronic. So I'll tell you this, and I don't know if you remember this, Iron Wolf, but back in the days when Turbine owned the game, they had a feature player, okay, a Lotro feature player. Now, I was one of those Lotro feature players. I can actually, I think I can find the link. They deleted the actual article, but if you Google search it, I think it's still there, like back to the original link. So I was one of those feature players. I did an interview with Turbine. They put it on the monthly thing, and they asked me to submit a picture of myself in real life, and also a couple pictures of my favorite places in the game. And I submitted 2 pictures. The first picture was of Weathertop, and it was almost exactly the angle that you're describing. It was from like the west, from kind of the end of the Midgewater marshes, and then you just look up and you see it, you know. And the other was of Fornost, and just like looking up at that statue with the broken statue at Fornost. Those two just were like, even just the first time I hit the fields of Fornost, I was really like, wow, you know, I remember this. You know, they call it Dead Man's Dyke in the book, and they're you know, Norbury of the North Downs and all that, and it's like, man, I'm here, you know. So it's pretty cool. And Gondo, I also play EVE Online. It's been out since 2003, and there's some second generation players there as well. Second generation, like, it's kind of cool. I like, you know, I gotta say, you know, like, my dad played video games, but I mean, his extent on video games was like the Atari 2600. You know, I think that's the first time we played a video game side by side was on that. You know, and I'm dating myself a little bit, but you know, there was that. So, but playing like an MMO, especially one that, you know, you put all these hours in and you're like so familiar with it, it's pretty cool stuff. So. I like the 2600, yeah. You know, I said your stepfather, Swimmer. It's actually your godfather. Your godfather still has an Atari 2600, I think. So, and first CPU was Commodore 64, playing Jumpman Jr. I had a Commodore VIC-20. I got ripped off because my friend had a Commodore 64, and he played... okay, it was like a chess game. It was like Wizard's Chess. What was it called? Archon. That's what it was called, Archon. and it was like a bunch of little creatures taking on each other on the chessboard, and that was my first Commodore 64 game that I ever saw. So I was always so jealous because I had the VIC-20, and the VIC-20 was crap, you know, and he had the Commodore 64, you know, press play on tape sort of thing. So that was pretty neat. Yeah, so we go back a little further, but I just thought that was a pretty cool thing, as like a parent kind of saying, you know, check this out and whatever, and then, you know, having your child who also is interested in Lord of the Rings, you know, go through that as well. I had battle chess on my IBM PS2 Model 25. Now that is that's another older machine for sure. But I think it was about the same kind of thing, Iron Wolf. I think it was kind of like Archon. So the Falcon has been wounded by an arrow and hops about wreck. Okay, we got to protect Meloval here. Now I will say this: coming up here in Lotro, this area here during the daytime is a different experience from coming up here at night. This is one of those few areas that still has a day-night mechanism where there are more mobs of a certain kind, and it's truly noticeable here in the Troll Shaws. Alright, so we gotta continue here. And that was the first one that was mine. First I used was an IBM PC, no HDD, and an IBM display writer. Wow. Alright, I don't even think I've run across one of those. I know a friend of mine had a Tandy computer. It was a Tandy TRS-80. I think that's what his was, but yeah. And the trolls only come out on the road at night. Yeah, right? Because there was, in the area ECAD Candlelate, there was a quest that was there when that area first came out, and it's like, hunt trolls in that area. And if you were there during the day, they never were out. You had to wait until the nighttime came in before you could get those trolls done. So the display writer had 8-inch 8-inch floppies! Damn! That's like well before my time. I think the 5.5 inch or the 5-inch floppy disks were my first experience with the floppy disk era, and then of course they went to the 3.5, which was just like cheat mode for all of us who did the 5-inchers. But yeah, those were the days, right? And then having to use a cassette tape player to play some games and whatnot. That was just different time period. I think that I can't remember. There was a command on the Commodore 64 to get that thing to work. It was like blank 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 in quotes. You got to put the name of the game that you're playing, (8, 1) or something. That stuck in my head. I think it was something like that. But then that's really testing my my memory, I guess. I just remember that (8, 1) stuff. I always was like, why do you need that? It's like a code, you know? There it is. Load with the star in the thing, (8, 1). Yes, Chromite. Yes. And floppies, those black square thingies. Yeah, there was like one little opening in them where you could see the microfilm inside, and that's what like would get read. So, Neither Terror, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the chat. And thank you for your follow, Neither Terror. I actually thought I saw a notification. It said 38 minutes ago. Yeah. So it was that. Yeah, so we're just kind of doing the reminiscing about those old systems. But wasn't there another one too? Couldn't you do like a load, and wasn't there a $sign? I think there was another one with a $sign, but that may have been from a different source. So, yeah, just some Commodore was a C64. C128? Damn. And then the Amiga sets, yeah. See, I never, I had that VIC-20, and that kind of soured me on the PC, because shortly after the VIC-20 and the Atari 2600, out came the Nintendo Entertainment System, like in 1986. So, I followed and had to leave, get kiddo from school. I gotcha. Well, welcome back. And, hope you guys are having fun. I tend to start these streams with the best of intentions. Like, it's like, okay, guys, we're going to read the quests. We're going to do them, you know, one at a time. And then, the NES tapes. Working as a stage tech in 2008, found a vintage portable 20-kilo computer running an old system, and it had a game with a King Kong's throwing exploding... What a find! You know, I used to like watching that show, the one with the storage lockers. I can't remember what it was. Yep, you know, like it was on A&E show. Anyway, Storage Wars, that's what it was. And they'd find some funky stuff in there too. And I was like, geez, you know, I remember, yeah, that's the one, Swimmeroo. And, but I always wanted to be one of those people that just stumbled across something like that, you know, like, you're digging in the dirt and all of a sudden you come across 800,000 copies of E.T., you know, or something like that. So. But yeah, those finds are precious. They're awesome. I do still enjoy going like yard sailing because some people put some stuff out there in those yard sales, garage sales, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, I don't even think they knew what it was. You know, they're just throwing it out there because it was taking up room in their basement or whatnot. One person's trash is certainly another person's treasure. So. Yeah, so anyway, like I was saying, I usually kind of go through these streams with the best of intentions, like, you know, really following the plot and whatnot. And there are still times where I like to do it, but honestly, if we get a nice lively chat group, this is just a lot of fun, so it's good stuff. So it looks like I might get enough whites. I'm at 3 of 8. I see another one up there. And then a conquer. Couple of rats. Things are thin. I need one more crawler, 2 more conquer. I know where one is, and here's another one here. Okay. I think the white is still up here. Critic, thank you so much, Critic. I truly appreciate that. Wow. You've subscribed for 2 months, right on. Critic, thank you so much. You were one of the folks that kind of was with me in the early days. I think before, well, the early days. It hasn't really been that long, but you know, when you're kind of just starting out, you tend to remember the name of everyone who follows you, and I'm actually still pretty good with a lot of them. But yeah, I appreciate that. I know you can't really chat, but always here when I can be. I appreciate you coming in and coming in sometimes clutch with those riddle answers too. So thank you very much for that, Critic. I really appreciate the subscription. And Ironwolf says, and sometimes one person's treasure is another person's trash. My buddy's mom sold his Revenge of the Jedi. Oh, so is that the Return of the Return of the Jedi poster? And if it is, oh boy, have I got a story for you. So my son Swimmeroo, so and we like to go to gotta get going. Have a good one. Thank you very much, Penny. I appreciate you hanging out for this long. Yeah, I hope you have a good, if you're going to work, I hope you have a good evening shift, or if you're just trying to chilling, have a good evening, and hopefully we see you during the week as I continue my treks here. So okay, so here's the story about the treasure being trash. Yeah, so Swimmeroo and I like to go to pawn shops, not return. Oh, the mistaken pre-name change? Oh my god, that's like priceless. That is priceless. Oh my, oh boy, oh boy. Oh, Mom, that is way worse than the story I was just gonna tell you. But it's something similar. And so we like to go to the pawn shops because there's video games in there, and we like to check it out. And we look for a Swimmeroo has quite the impressive Nintendo DS collection. So the good news is that his godfather works at like a hawk shop, they call it. So it's a pawn shop, and he's one of the folks that kind of takes things in and offers people prices for them and whatnot. So he's not just kind of working floor anymore. He's an intake person. So he gets kind of first. So what he did was he sent me. I asked him. I said, "Do you have any Pokemon games in there?" You know, because we're looking for a couple of Pokemon games. You know, and I'd like something for Swimmeroo's, you know, birthday or Christmas or whatever kind of graduation gift, whatever, or even just to have. And he said, yeah. So he sends me this chart. Oh man, oh boy, that's another level. I've really been putting in the time here, man. It's crazy. I didn't even realize it. Okay, so I need to check my list here where I'm putting this. That goes in right beside that. Oh, that's if I'm traded yellow. Where does it go in otherwise? It goes in right where it's right there. Okay. So anyway, so I asked him about these Pokemon games, and he's like, yeah, sure, and we went in there and we got a bunch of them, and some of the ones that we got were it's a kind of a lesser known Pokemon title. It was called Pokemon Rangers, right? So the games in themselves are not like extremely rare. I guess depending on where you are, they're like you can get them for $5 or whatnot. Like it depends on, I guess. But in our area, like games are kind of at a bit of a premium. So we were like, oh, cool. Put these like 4 games aside or whatever. So we buy them, and with his discount, it cost us like $60, I think, and that was it. So the games were probably worth, locally maybe a couple of hundred. So we got a pretty good deal, and we're liking this. When we get home, we find out that the same person must have owned these games, and the person, the first game that they played, the first one that came out, the character's name was Danny. The second game that we went into, I think he had changed it to Daniel, and then the third one was like Dan. So you could just see this kid, like, hey Danny, little guy, and then it goes, no, I'm Daniel now, like I'm 13 or 14 or whatever, and then it's like, just call me Dan. Like you could kind of see the progression of Danny. So when we talked to his godfather about this, he said, I remember when those came in, and the parent came in, the kid was gone off to university, and they were cleaning out some stuff in the basement, and they just wanted to get rid of a bunch of junk, and they sold all his Pokemon games on him. And apparently he had a lot, like there were a lot more than what we got, and some of them were like a bit of a rarer titles, like like the original Ruby and Sapphire, and yeah. So there were just so many, and they were just like, oh, we just got to get rid of them, and yeah. So poor Dan probably came home from university and just had a cow. So I am not an advocate of like selling anything on your kid without them knowing what's going on. I know Swimmeroo sometimes gets pillaged by his mom, and his mom's like, we gotta clear some stuff out, Swimmeroo, and we're doing this, whether you want to or not, but at least it's kind of like what's going on. But for a parent to do that while their kid's away at college, oh my god. Oh. Another crazy thing that you hear that about a lot is like sports cards, like from like the 1960s or 70s, like the where they only printed out single copies of the cards and whatnot, and they're like, oh yeah, they were just taking up space in your closet, so we just threw them all, or we gave them to a kid down the block. They had cards in their bike tires, and I said, oh, I remember when little Danny did that, and and yeah, there you go, Gondo. Threw away his baseball card collection and all his model airplanes. It's just, oh, one more case for time travel, and just kind of putting those in a spot and putting a big sign that says, do not touch, with maybe an expletive or two in there. Found a Sotheby's link. That poster lasts, 13,000 pounds. Damn. That's like 25,000 Canadian. Oh, I don't even want to think about it. That's awful. That's just awful. Unbelievable. And likewise, I gotta tell you too, like sometimes kids just don't realize the value of things that you have, like when you have them. For example, I was one of those kids. I had a lot of toys from the original. I had a couple from the original Star Wars movie, but I had a lot from Return of the Jedi. I had Empire Strikes Back and then Return of the Jedi. I had like the Hoth base and the Snow Cruiser, and I had an AT-AT, and I had a lot of toys, and I just one day I was just like, my toy box is getting full, and I didn't realize how much my parents and my uncles and aunts paid for all that stuff. So I'm like, I'm just gonna sell them all. Hey, maybe if I can sell them for 25 cents each, I'll have like 8 quarters to go to the arcade with. Wouldn't that be fantastic? And yeah, so there you go, Chromite. Lesson learned. I wasn't one of those kids. I sold all that stuff. A bit used, but I kept most of the boxes too, but they have wear. So I sold so much stuff. And I mean, yes, they were heavily played with. They were. but just the nostalgia, you know, aspect of them. And, you know, some of them were still in really good shape because I didn't play with certain ones because they just didn't move properly. You know, like I had Luke's speeder, I had the ATST, you know, a bunch of different vehicles and playsets and whatever. I had the Hoth playset. I never had the Death Star, and I never had the original Millennium Falcon. Those were the two, or not the Death Star, the it was the Star Destroyer, which was kind of a big 2-level, didn't even look like a Star Destroyer, but I prettified some children's books when I was perhaps 3. Crayons, found on later, fall 1st edition, Astrid Lindgren. Isn't that funny? You know, we go down this rabbit hole, and there's just so much like, you know, it's, you know, the you know that emote that you guys look at, Swimmer the Roo. I can still see that emote that, you know, like hair's all, you know, that's exactly what so many of them. I did have the AT-AT. A friend of mine and I found there's a case of one person's trash literally was our treasure. We found the AT-AT in the garbage. It was in a box, and it was just lying there, so we scooped it up and brought it home, and he knew I was a bigger Star Wars collector than he did. My friend knew, so he's just like, why don't you just take it? We'll play with it while we're all here and all your toys are here, but then you just take it home with you when you go. I think the only thing that was missing was the cover for the side, like where you actually, like, that one right there, Noah, that one. That's kind of what all of us kind of folks who have given away, you know, like myself, who gave away those toys way back in the day. I know that's what we're all kind of doing. We've all done it at one point in our life. I threw so many baseball, hockey cards, football cards. I threw so many of them out because they were doubles, like they were, you know, traders. And I just threw them in a big garbage bag, threw them out to the road, not thinking. I have like about 10 Wayne Gretzky rookies, you know, like or at least second-year cards. I had like so many valuable cards, and I was just like, nah, just chuck them, you know, because they're extras. I don't need them. Keep children away from good copies of books. Children, fatty fingers, dust, moisture, sunlight, wildebeest, success. Yes, indeed. That's good advice. So, okay, so talk to Elro here. Go back here. Oh boy, what a trip down memory lane, guys. They did become valuable because so few saved them. Yes, yeah, you know, and you did good. Yeah. So many memories there. Oh boy. Okay, so let's see here. You found and defeated a gone man. Okay, so now they're sending us to Rivendell. And this one is sending us to the white marker indicating the path to Tal'Darim. So, let's see here. You were spared from this fate. Yes, you were, Swimmeroo. You kind of didn't really inherit a whole lot. So here's a kind of a last sad story. Is Swimmeroo's mom talked me into selling off my entire Masters of the Universe collection. It was almost complete. I think I was missing 10 items from the entire collection, and she was like, you know what, there's like 5 boxes here, and then you've got those towers that can't fit into those boxes. That was the Eternia Tower. There were actually like 3 towers, and I had Castle Grayskull, Snake Mountain, the Horde, the Slime Pit, all of the big things, all of my vehicles. She's just like, let's just get rid of them. We've got a baby on the way, and, you know, we don't have room for them. Okay, sure. You know, sold them all on eBay. I mean, I don't know what I did with that money, but I do know that I'd love to have those toys back. I'd find room for them. But yeah, just sad stories. Sad stories. So I think, let's see here, level 36. I could go to Tal'Darim now. I could take that road seldom travel. I'm just not sure. I think maybe what I'll do... This is what we'll do, folks. We're going to go to Rivendell, and I'm going to actually cheat. I'm going to take a Mithril coin from Thornhad to get there. So, for the brevity of this stream, we will cheat. And we'll have a riddle on the way. How's that? That'll make up for it. You know, you don't feel cheated. You're like, come on, we wanted to see that horse ride to Rivendell. No, you're going to get the quick horse, but you're going to get a riddle. So that's an even trade to me. So we're going to go to Rivendell, and we're going to... I have a quest to finish off Book 3 and then pick up Book 4 from Aragorn, and we are going to do that. It's bonus. It's book time. It's legendary epic storyline stuff here. And, oh, I can go there. I don't even need to Mithril Coin. All right. Let's see. Swimmer the Roo. I found an in-the-box Dr. Mario on NES, almost brand new. I've never bought something faster. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. I'm telling you, that's another collection that I sold. And I do regret. I sold my NES collection. Had about 75 games, sold it all before Swimmeroo was born. Because Swimmeroo, despite being 16, he's like an old school gamer. He likes those old games. So, and I'm pretty proud of that fact. Okay, we're gonna take this here. So, so I wish I had those back. I do. Okay, so let's have a riddle. That's a complicated one. That's a difficult one. But maybe, you know, you guys are pretty good. Maybe we'll have a couple. Okay, let's do this one. This one's kind of a middle of the road one here. It is a part of us and then replaced. It escapes our bodies to a better place. The world becomes its sizable home. Its passions unrestrained. The planet it roams. What is it? It is not string, Snugglebunsies. It is part of us and then replaced. It escapes our bodies to a better place. The world becomes its sizable home. Its passions unrestrained. The planet it roams. No Chromite, but there's another viewer who would be proud of you for that answer. But no, not a fart, not children, not skin either. But crashed you. Thanks for that chat. In a sizable home. So repeat, please. Okay, here it is. It is a. I'm gonna go all the way up here. I need to dismount. It is a part of us and then replaced. It is, and it's not breath, so I can continue reading. It escapes our bodies to a better place. The world becomes its sizable home. Its passions unrestrained. The planet it roams. What is it? You guys are all like just so close. It's just you just have to name the kind of the. It's almost too Captain Obvious an answer. Soul, no. Thoughts, no. Neither, not bad. Definitely a more practical thing. Yes, Snugglebunsies. Yes, that's answer number 2. Right on. Well done. Riddle number 2 answered by Snugglebunsies. It is, in fact, water. Water. Okay, so then riddle number 2. And this one may take you a while. Oh, look at this. Manbear J requests a riddle from Steely. All right, so Jay, I'm going to give you, because you used a request one, I'm going to give you a good one here. So let's see here. See if I can find... that man may be too easy, but I like it. I like this riddle, so I'm going to give it to you. All right, here we go. Many foods can make me strong, but give me water and I won't last long. What am I? Many foods can make me strong, but give me water and I won't last long. What am I? And yeah, fart is spoken and Jay appears. Absolutely. Oh, hell. Yes, you guys. Boy. Jay? Hell yes. The answer is fire. And welcome back, Jay. Kind of missed you on this stream. There's some pretty cool nostalgic stuff that's been discussed, so I'm glad you're back, my friend. So thanks for redeeming that. And as usual, you're on fire. You know, you are. I think you are definitely the most rapid fire riddle answerer of us all, and not using Google. So I will say that. Proud. Hashtag proud. How old is this book? So that's the funny thing. This book, I'm not really at liberty to say, but it is like a newer edition. So it's got all these like old archaic riddles, but it's also got some new stuff that I don't use here. Like I'll give you an example. I try to keep the riddles older too, like in nature. Okay, here's one. Here's one for like the modern era. I encourage people to run home and steal. What am I? I encourage people to run home and steal. What am I? Okay, then keep your secrets. Yes, indeed. I certainly will. It is kind of like they're in old bathroom after a road trip. Yeah, John. Okay, John. I will accept that because the answer is contained. It was just the sport of baseball. That's what I was looking for right there. So it's baseball. So yeah, so kind of a good I just try not to use too much of the modern ones, just because I feel like, you know, it's Tolkien, it's old school, it's Lotro. You know, try to go a little bit of a medieval fantasy kind of spin to them. And try to get a little away from the ones that are very obviously like Earth, and get into, you know, like any kind of fantasy setting. I like that one too. You know what? I'm going to ask you guys this because I like this one, and it may take you some time to get. So, again, you're all on your honor here. No Googling, no. Alexa should not know this. So, and you shouldn't ask her. Okay, so this is the bonus riddle. This is a heavy-duty bonus one. Maybe I'll say, Jay, since you got the last one so quick, this is kind of a bonus one for you. You can spin, wheel, and twist, but this thing can turn without moving. What is it? You can spin it, wheel, twist, but this thing can turn without moving. And there is a metaphor in here. What is it? Bobbert. A clock? No. There's a kind of a key word in here that kind of would reveal the answer, but I'll let you guys kind of have at it. Once again, you can spin, wheel, and twist, but this thing can turn without moving. What is it? Not a table? No, not a table.
I thank you for this news. Welcome
Okay,
to
talk to
Rivendell.
Elrond. Can you repeat it? Repeat it, please. Yep, Jay. Here we go. You can spin, wheel, and twist, but this thing can turn without moving. What is it? Earth? No, not the answer I'm looking for. It's almost like this riddle is missing a word. I think it is missing a word. A turn as in the bird? No, a turn as in the way you have it spelt right there. Yeah. But I'm gonna add. I'm definitely bobbert, twist it, shake it. You know what's really funny is oh no, Jay, no. Is we were just talking about Merlin. Merlin was the 1970s version of Bop It, and it was just this like machine. I think there was also called Simon, and it was similar to Merlin, but there was like red, blue, green, and yellow, and you had to like follow a pattern on it. And I think Merlin was the first one. Leaves, no. Although that's actually an excellent. That's excellent. That I would say that would be an answer to the riddle. It's not the answer that they have listed, but yeah, that's really good. And that's the kind of clue that's going to lead you guys to get the answer to this. So you can spin, wheel, and twist, but this thing can turn without moving. And it's turn in the same kind of turn as a leaf turns. So conversation, that is the truth too. You can put a spin on a convo, you can wheel it around, I guess, you can twist it, but this thing can turn without moving. I almost want to give you guys the clue and add the word I think that is missing. But I'll give you guys a couple more minutes while I talk to Elrond here. A story, the seasons, no. Although, is it vintage, a yo-yo? No. It's, oh, I can't give you that. That would give you the answer. Let me read it. I'll read it with the clue. And again, some of these are perfectly acceptable answers. It's just not the answers that are listed in the book. So you can spin, wheel, and twist, but this thing can turn bad without moving. What is it? It is a physical item. Yes, it is. The weather? That's yet another item. Iron Wolf. Milk is the answer. Milk, right there. You can spin, wheel, and twist, but this, maybe that's the bottle that they're talking about, but this thing can turn without moving. What is milk? It can turn sour. It can turn bad. If I was to say sour, that would have been, but milk is the correct answer. So, again, don't shoot the messenger, but oh, I'm glad you liked it, Jay. It's just some of these riddles are just worded a little off. So, but turn leaf, so figure go bad. Yeah, and that's why I was saying it was the leaf. I thought was gonna still think it's bobbert, twist it, turn it. You can add all kinds of stuff to that. Shake it. So, very cool, guys. Very cool. Okay, so we're going to Elrond's house. Just Jay, I don't know if let's see, Gone Blue riddled with mold. While I've got you here, just to let you know, got this here. I posted an item in the Flatulent Flautist's message of the day. I posted that on Thursday. I think it would be cool for maybe 6 of us, if we can get it, to all link up and maybe do an instance. You know, do an instance on stream. I suggested 7 p.m. So about this time is when the instance would start on Thursday. So I have it listed as Urugarth because I know there's a couple of lower level folks too that may have something to do. But it could also be like, if we don't have lower level folks show up, then maybe we could do like a Forges of Khazad-dûm or something cool that we haven't done yet as a group, you know. So anyway, just letting you know that it's in the message of the day, and maybe I'll put it up in the Discord, Flatulent Flautist Discord too, if that's okay with you. So yeah, because we haven't done anything as a group for a little while, so I thought that would be fun. Let's see here. Elrond says,
Hope is not in vain.
I miss Elrond. This Elrond is not the same. Elrond used to be like, a strange fate has brought you hither. Like, every time he had this very light, he sounded like one of the Rangers. I think it was the same voice actor. I do think I'll be playing Evernight in the near future. If you want a friend on Evernight, Jay, let me know. I will definitely like bring someone over to hang out, do stuff with, explore. I don't have any active characters like that I play on the live server, so maybe it's something that would be a lot of fun. If you need a friend on there, I would be welcome to do that. So okay, so he's talking about the White's House of the Master.
A strange fate brings you hither.
Place of rest. Complete the Riddle game quest arc and Frodo's burden.
A strange fate brings you hither.
And the path you took to my doorstep has been perilous, Jubilos, and all its dangers have been too common in these dark days. If you will consent to lend us your aid, it will not be the least of your challenges. All right.
Dark days.
And here comes Volume 4, Book 4, Chapter 1. So we've done Books 1, 2, and 3. Welcome to Imladris, Jubilost. It is good that you have come. Rest well, but not too deeply or too long. We have need of adventuring folk, for there is evil beyond the veil. Not more than 2 months ago, a hobbit by the name of Frodo Baggins and the companions were pursued to the ford of Bruinen by the servants of the enemy. I speak of the Nine, the Nazgul, fell creatures in the service of Sauron. And though the Bruinen fell upon them in my command, we have found the steeds of only 8. I love Lotro. It's this behind the scene. Where's that 9th steed, right? One of the riders is unaccounted for. My sons set forth with scouts bound to them by friendship to seek this missing rider. I ask that you speak with Eladon at their camp at Thornhad among the Bruinen gorges and lend your aid to the search. We must learn where this Nazgul has gone, and more importantly, his designs. So we're on to Book 4. I think another thing that I'm going to do on Thursday, and this may be a bit of a spoiler, but it's kind of part of the Legendary servers, and it's certainly available to us on here. And I think not a lot of people are aware that you can do it. I still see a question being asked quite often in World Chat, and that's like, how many points am I supposed to have, like when you're level 50 or when you're level 60? How many virtue, trait tree? Oh, I have 1 to spend. What did I just earn? Relish Battle. On every melee skill on critical hit. Your critical hits grant a heal over time. Sweet! I'll take heals over time for myself for critting. And that is the wedding. It's available to all of us on the Legendary server. It is it does take place like deep into the game. It's like post Minas Tirith Battle of Pelennor. It's after it. But you can do it on any character at basically, I think, any level. And I'd like to do that on a future stream, just to do the wedding. I thought it was really kind of clever and well done. Minas Tirith is a maze, so I the first time I did it, I kind of felt my way through it, kind of blindly. But afterwards, I used a mithril coin here and there just to kind of move from level to level. But I'm thinking that might be something that we can do in a future stream. So I'm not going to do the Rivendell Place of Rest yet. I think we'll boot right into the Volume 1, Book 4, and get down to Eladon. Yeah, so that's something for a future stream as well. it's kind of cool to be back on this character, you know? Like, I started off with this character when I first started the stream, and it was kind of fun to take him through the areas and, you know, like, just go adventuring and kind of investigate the path following the Fellowship. And it was really neat to get to this Trollshaw's area and to find out that we were only 2 months behind in the timeline behind when Frodo crossed the river. So so it's kind of like you're catching up to them a little bit. And Volume 1 is also just really good, you know. Not only in the early areas, but some of the late books are just treasures. So it's kind of cool to go through them. And I haven't done it on all characters either. I'm not, like, while I'm a completionist, sometimes Volume 1 is a lot of work, and I'm just not feeling like, oh, I'm going to take it all through, like, Book 13, Book 14. Some of those books are really long, but...
What can I do for you?
Yeah, that's good stuff. Some of the stuff is good. Okay, so, let's see here. I did that one. I'm gonna use this one. I'm gonna tell this joke because it's been sitting on this sheet, and it's not one of my favorites, but it's there, and it's kind of like I have to get through it to get to my favorites. So here comes another free of charge. You don't have to redeem your points here. Free of charge, dad jokes, and so this one goes. Can February march? Can February march? No, but April may. That's your free dad joke of the night, folks. One free per stream. Don't go banging down the doors for another. But so can February march? No, but April may. Oh boy, yes indeed. Courtesy again of Gondo. Glad that one was free. Absolutely. I wouldn't want to have had someone use their channel points on that one. So conceals my Oh boy, you guys are great. Thank you for coming tonight, guys. You know, it's just been a mundane Tuesday up until now, and it's been a fun stream. So my father has sent you to aid us. It is good that you have come, for we have made an unsettling discovery. It seems likely the missing rider is still somewhere within the wilderness of the Trollshaws.
Mind my words, traveler.
And how many optometrists does it take to screw in a light bulb? How many optometrists does it take to screw in a light bulb? I don't know. I don't know, Crashed. I don't know. 1 or 2. 1 or 2. Oh, I get. I just had my test. Just got that. That was good. That was like a timed release joke. You could kind of see it, just like 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, you know, I got it. 5. How do you throw a party in space? Oh, they're all coming out of the woodwork now. All these dad jokes. There's like repressed. We're all being repressed. How do you throw a party in space, Iron Wolf? It needs the delay. 1 or 2. Yes. Yes, indeed. Yeah. And I didn't kind of get that, you know, but it just took a couple seconds. But how do you throw a party in space, Iron Wolf? How do you plan it? Of course you plan it. Of course. These are gold, guys, by the way. You know, like, it's kind of this dad fraternity here. So cool stuff. All right. So at the risk of losing everyone in the stream, I think we'll just you know, like, slow down on the dad jokes. But those were certainly wonderful. Okay, so book 4 chapter 2, The Missing Rider. So here's how it goes. And Crashed you, welcome. Thank you for following the stream. Thank you very much for following. I'm glad you're having a good time. I hope you come back. And you've earned my respect with your dad jokes. So I'm glad to have you aboard and hope you make it back. So thank you very much for that follow. Oh, all right. So guys, Steely Mom is calling here. Steely Mom's calling on the phone, so I'm gonna have to take a quick AFK. I'll be right back. Oh, Jay. She's making sure he changes his underwear every day. Well, you don't want to get that marsh, swamp, you know what. So, you know, like you gotta do that, and you gotta fight the decay. And it's not only in your mouth and your teeth, you gotta fight the decay everywhere. So make sure you change your underwear every day, as well as if you're going out. You know, well, there you go, Jay. That's probably where I got it. But, you know, like, yeah, you have to make sure you clean too. Yeah. So good advice, okay? Because if you're ever in an accident, the first thing you'll do is, if you ever witnessed an animal accident, you know what's all over the car. Same thing kind of happens to you, the bowels. You know, anyway, let's not get into that. But wear clean underwear. Let's put it that way. So shortly after Frodo and his company came to Rivendell, my father sent us to search for signs of the Nazgul, the 9 riders of the enemy. We found the bodies of 8 horses downstream, but of the last there was no sign. We searched further, but found... Wait... Swimmer the Roo gifted a tier 1. My own son. Swimmer the Roo, you don't... My son, you don't bow to anybody. I know, if you're going to relieve yourself anyway, why does it matter it started clean? I think it's just because you can tell. You can tell. Swimmer the Roo, thank you very much, son. I appreciate that. You're almost making me tear up here. Noah, you know, like enjoy the sub. I'm glad Noah's been here like for quite some time, and he's usually active. I think he's feeling a little under the weather, or sometimes he has chores. But Swimmer, that was very kind of you. So I'm very #proud dad. You know, all these jokes. But that's awesome. That's awesome stuff. So. And I think it's just because you can tell when, you know, like if they have like the day old underwear stain on them, or, you know, like, it's kind of funny. I'm not going to get into like that deep of toilet humor, but at the same time, you can tell when a pair has been worn, you know, and you don't have to like lift it up and get it close to your face. You can kind of just tell, like, look at it. Yep, that's, you know, that's worn. So maybe that's it, that you want to leave a good impression for those paramedics who are like lifting you on the stretcher. And yeah, and John Sconso. Come on back, John, come on back. You're too valuable to me to leave. Yeah, yeah, let's just move on. Call me Energon. Call me Energon. Oh boy. Alright, so you know, meanwhile, back at the plot, we traveled far afield, says Eladon, into lands to the south, and still found no sign of the fleeing rider. Only on our return journey did we find something: hoof prints in the South Trollshaws, far south of the road. There are many narrow valleys in that region. Nazgul might lie there, sheltered from prying eyes, waiting for his time to strike. Perhaps the Nazgul has dirty underwear. Journey far south of the road in the South Trollshaws and seek out the missing rider. The ruins within those narrow channels have a fell reputation. Minas Agor, that place was called of old, and the Nazgul may have sought it out there for that reason. So let's see. We got a new member in the New World Company today. I'm excited. I'm excited to kind of jump. I haven't played New World in like about 5 days now. So I'm pretty excited to see what's going on. Okay, and to kind of get back into it, I was really having a good time. I was just about ready to start a new area. I think it was called Brightwood, which is a misnomer because it's dim and it's filled with like dead people. But yeah, I'm getting pretty excited for that. So let's see here. And a nice thing too is the thing that I want to apologize to, John, is we had a crazy stream last Thursday, guys. We had like a train going on, a hype train. John gifted a couple of subs. He subbed himself. Laura the Explorer 69, who hasn't joined us yet tonight, and probably maybe she'll be back on Thursday, I hope. But anyway, she gifted like a sub. Rose Garden gifted like 7 subs. It was just madness. And all the while that happened, I didn't realize it, but my overlay on this stream thing was broken. So you heard the sound when people subscribed, but you didn't actually see things like for a new follower or anything like that, you know. And I was really actually happy when we originally set that up. I thought, hey, those are pretty cool looking, you know. They look kind of Lotro-ish, and they have the flames on them and stuff. So So John, I totally appreciate that, and I apologize that I didn't have my overlay set up so you'd get the proper kind of like the announcement kind of thing. That was pretty cool. And poor Laura, like I said, I mentioned earlier in the stream, Laura and the Rose Garden, they actually gifted bits. And then Jay came in and gifted bits, and I was like, Jay, I think this is the first time anyone's gifted bits. And Rose was like, what are we? And I said, oh yeah, I forgot. And then Laura was like, how rude, and good on Laura. Laura is one of the best sports of any lady that I've ever kind of like encountered in like a chat channel or even like a conversation. Laura takes sometimes a pretty harsh beating, and she just laughs it off, and she's like such a good sport. There's times where I know other people would be just like, that was over the top, and I'm out, and I mean it, and not Laura. She's just like rolls with the punches, knows everything is just for fun, and I, that's an awesome quality. What a great person. So it's true. But you know what? The abuse you give is so funny. It's so funny, and I think she's too busy laughing to actually like get offended by it. Like the whole like, Laura's gonna name her baby Man Bear J. Laura's pregnant, and she's gonna she's gonna name, like she's just so funny. Like like just this some of that is just like it's kind of gold, and I like that. I like that kind of banter. So it's pretty cool. She's a cool lady. And I forgot to ask her on that stream too how her Pokemon experience went, because she had just bought the Pokemon game, the new Arceus Legend. So okay, so once you get to this area, folks, I'm pretty sure a lot of the folks on the stream have done this before, but you enter an area that's filled with trolls and hillmen, and you do actually get inspired. So all of a sudden I've got 20,000 hit points, and I'm just a monster as far as my offense and defense go. So it's all part of the changes that made Volume 1 accessible to the single solo player. So at one point in time, you needed a group to come through here to kill all these trolls. Someone to tank them, someone to heal through it, DPS to take them down, and now you can just solo everything until you hit Moria, and I think even Moria is soloable. So I'm not sure when the epic storyline becomes unsoloable. I can't remember, but I know in Moria at certain times stuff turns into skirmishes, and then you can play with more than one player. So that's kind of like a multiplayer thing as well. But in here, you can just basically like button mash and base roll and get through these guys now. The cool thing is, though, they did say that there is a cooldown for this inspiration. So sometimes I say that it's cool, but actually sometimes it's frustrating, because you can do this and be done it in, like be done the first couple of parts in like 8 minutes, and then you get to the third and then you run out of inspiration. I've had that happen before, and you have to wait like half an hour before you could be inspired again. So that's a bit of a pain. There used to be a Nazgul, level 50 Nazgul running around in here too. I think they took him out. Or not a Nazgul, a Kargul. Okay, so let's I'm just getting a couple of these here. I think there's 75 now. I don't know where they are though. Crashed. Hey Steely Dad, have a happy streaming. May the pipe weave be forever strong. Monkey _RPG, Monkey RPG. Thank you very much for that message. And Pathers, I forget. Treebeard isn't up to that level yet. So maybe that's why they're not here. That is very cool. That's very cool. I didn't even think about that. Chromite, that's right on. And it could be that's why they are like the level 75s, and like we're up to level 60 here now, but if they're level 75, the Kargul near Gathfor near, I've grinded and killed maybe 1,000 times for loot items. No excess, just saw. So Monkey, thank you for your first time chat, and welcome to the stream. I don't know if you've been here kind of attending, but by all means, if you want to come back, go ahead and hit the follow button. We'd love to have you back for the next for the next stream or future streams. I like that. That comment. So that was cool. Oh boy. All right. Fetch that second-rate cat, Riley. Well, I think you did the easy one, Swimmeroo. So let's see if we can. So Swimmeroo has redeemed that. Fetch that second-rate cat, Riley. Let's see if we can get him. I'm gonna take a drink here. I may actually have to go cat hunting here. Oh, no excess. Yeah, I'm still following as always. I was talking to the first time chat Monkey RPG. No excess. I don't know if you got. I sent you a message last night on Steely Dad. I don't know if you got it, but I think I'm gonna have to go cat hunting for this cat here. This second-rate cat, Riley. Swimmeroo, just let me get out of this area. Actually, I mean, I get a whistle. Well, if that didn't get him up, he must be crashed out, Swimmeroo. Okay, cool. That would be great. So No Excess actually made a new song, like a new ABC music thing, music file for the game, so that I can play a song that I really wanted. He actually just went and got it and did it. So what an amazing talent to be able to do that. I am impressed, my friend. I am very impressed. I'm glad you're a flautist. That's for sure. Okay, so I'm gonna go get that cat, and I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go into stealth mode, and be right back. Okay, so let's just get back here. And there he is. There's Riley. There's Riley the Roo. Little Riley. He was sleeping on the bed, so I think he was just being lazy. I'll give you a close up of the old Roo, especially that ding dong, Riley bell is ringing. So Riley is 6. He'll be 7, I believe, in September. Riley, I need to bring Melvin over to calm that bad cat down. You do, and I would love to have Melvin, and he can join Riley. Riley's a chubbaroo. Riley's like a smaller cat, but he's so chubby that he, yeah, and but he's a really good-natured cat. He lets you do all kinds of things with him, and he's a little upset at me right now, I think, for doing that stuff. But you can still always count on Riley to hang out and he'd go home with the pizza guy. He's actually a really friendly cat. He doesn't run and hide or anything. He's actually like pretty cool. I do actually really like this cat, although you can't tell Basilla, because Basilla still thinks I like to just kind of, kick you while you're down, eh? But no, you're a good one. You're a good one. All right, time for you to go. There you go, Swimmeroo. So where are we here? Oh, I even cut the game off. Wow. Okay, sorry guys, I just kind of left you hanging. But thanks for using that redemption, Swimmeroo. That's cool. And I have another redemption that I'm actually going to put up in a little while. I don't know if this is a good idea, but I kind of think there's a bit of a request from it. I know I have a friend, Brawl.1.Ep.26, who was with us earlier in the stream, and he was commenting in the last stream about the fact that he kind of recognized, and a couple other folks recognized, that I was an English teacher. And I do think that I have a redemption set where it's like have Steely read some of Tolkien's material. So, like, either Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, Unfinished Tales, The Silmarillion. Read a few passages that, you know, like, that kind of mean something to me that maybe we could talk about on the stream after. So that's kind of a redemption. Now, the only caveat to that is I no longer have access to my physical copies of my books. They're all actually just packed in a box right beside me, because at one point in time we were thinking we might actually move. We were looking at another apartment, and we just decided it wasn't a place to be. So we decided to stay where we currently are in this house, and but yeah, I think that'll be kind of something that you can look forward to in future streams. Maybe redeem that, and maybe we could have like a little read and chat session, something Tolkien-esque. I haven't mentioned anything because I think it's probably being covered by a lot of oh, Valenben, yes, I am a fan of yours. Valenben just redeemed a request a dad joke from Steely. You know, just letting you guys know that I'm really looking forward to it. Okay, so redeem to review an awkward sentence to edit it to be more clear. That would be kind of an interesting thing, yes. So let's see what I got. Oh, let's give you a good one. Okay, so did you hear about the kidnapping at school? Did you hear about the kidnapping at school? It's okay, he woke up. It's okay, he woke up. Did you hear about the kidnapping at school? It's okay, he woke up. Yeah, there's a oh boy. Anyway, some of these are a little fun. That's what I was waiting for right there. That's what I was waiting for. So Sinrir, that's a good-looking character. Look at him. I like that helm. That's a good helm. He's got the Harbinger shield, I think. Perfect amount of groan before bed. Thanks for the great stream and the joke. Thank you, Valenben. Thank you very much. And hopefully you return on Thursday or in a subsequent stream and have some fun with some dad jokes. Thanks for that redemption. I appreciate that. And have a good night, for sure.
What do you need?
Okay, we are all grown up. Yeah, definitely. So it goes from here. Your tale begins to fill in this puzzle for me, Jubilos, and I think I see now what has happened. Caught between the remainder of Frodo's company and the raging of the Bruinen, the nine were forced into the torrent, but one escaped the chaos. Near death, his steed bore him through his hidden channels into some place where, nearly formless, he gathered his strength. His horse he abandoned, and he vanished into the wild. Without his cloak, he would be all but invisible to us. A malice on the wind. If he takes it onto himself again, it is only to give shape to his strength, and means what he has survived the ordeal, that he has survived the ordeal unharmed, and will surely strike at us again. We're running out of time. Alright, we are running out of time, folks. I will say this. So the next one, The Wisdom of Lord Glorfindel is the title. It's book 4, chapter 3. So basically, he's asking us now to go return to Imladris and consult with Lord Glorfindel, for he is accounted very wise and may have some stratagem that we have not yet tested. He keeps close counsel with my father and with Mithrandir, and often contemplates near the falling water by my father's house. So we're asking for Glorfindel's help to locate the missing Nazgul. So I think at that point, I think this is a good place to end the stream, just because the next part kind of takes long. You got to talk to Glorfindel, head on back down, and well, we'll get to it on the next stream. So that's something that maybe we'll do to kick off the next stream and move forward. So I think that's all for tonight, folks. Let me just see here. We did that. Let's see who's on. See, I don't. Rose Garden was supposed to be doing a stream. Curious how that was written. Kidnapping or kidnapping? It actually was written like the second term, so it was all one join. Does the test use the wrong word so the reader gets the twist too? Since it only really works read aloud. Yes, it was actually like kidnapping. So it was the second case, like the case of the stolen child. So let's see here. Who do we have? Well, we have Sloth Queen and we have Rose Garden. Slothy's playing Lost Ark, Rose Garden. Okay, so I think Rose Garden and I were talking earlier, so I don't know. if Rose is there. Swimmer, do you know how to do the raid? Like, I think we set it up so that it would be easier, but I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm not going to say do the raid right now. I will say, you know, like, I have a couple things. Okay, I think I can do it myself. I think we set it up last time so we can do it. So, anyway, so without further ado, you know, it's 7:30 my time. I've got a couple things to do. I think I might get ready, and I think we might go out for dinner tonight. We'll see. But anyway, thanks for joining, and thank you everyone who subscribed, and thank you for the gift subscription, Swimmeroo, and we had another gift subscription, I believe, earlier on. So thanks for those, and the new followers. Let's see here for Twitch Dex to the raid, use the raid channel. Yeah, okay. So thanks everyone for coming. Your presence is appreciated. And if you haven't hit the follow button already, go ahead and follow if you want to come back. I do stream usually Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Sometimes every second Sunday. It depends on how I'm feeling on the weekend. But we're going to try the Sunday evening stream and see how that goes. So everybody, thanks for coming. Thanks, Billy. And you guys all have a good night. I'm just going to switch it over. I'll play you some music, and then we'll switch over to another channel. So thanks for coming, and we'll see you soon. Take care.